Monsters rained from the sky as the virtual game turned real. Apocalypse arrived without warning, spreading terror across every city. World order collapsed quickly, cities burned, demonic beasts hunted freely. Civilization crumbled, and Earth transformed into a battlefield from hell. Humanity awakened extraordinary powers. Some resisted, some ran, but only a few dared fight back to survive the madness. Mankind selected rare paths and professions. One man changed everything by becoming the god of wealth. Now, with divine pets behind him and power overflowing, he prepares to lead the last stand against the abyss. He used his wealth and profession to build a safe zone, helping civilians survive the ongoing chaos with proper shelter. Any treasures, rare equipment, or talent found were added into his city's command center to grow strength immediately. When the supreme contract goddess joined him, their base became the strongest divine faction under the god of wealth. Today, the sanctuary welcomed many from afar. All came seeking safety, hope, or a chance to serve and fight. She arrived beside him in a wedding dress. The god of wealth had finally fulfilled his long-held promise. Everyone watched with envy as the perfect man proposed, unaware that behind her smile, something darker was waiting to unfold. He held her tightly, speaking with sincerity. "Yanran, will you marry me?" The moment paused as silence followed. She leaned close, eyes filled with emotion, hesitating. Her lips trembled. She softly whispered, unable to finish her thought. Suddenly her expression shifted cold. Power surged from her hand. She shouted with hate, "I won't!" and struck his chest. A sharp pain pierced his heart. Blood spilled. His eyes widened. The proposal turned into betrayal within a single second. She struck without mercy. Blood burst from his chest. "Yanran, you why?" he asked, collapsing, stunned by her betrayal. "You think you earned power alone? You used him, then gave his heart to another." Her new lover sneered beside her. Yanran smirked coldly. "You're wrong. Everything I achieved was through my own effort. He was just my stepping stone. Now that he's done, I'm with the one who deserves me. You? Just a tool I discarded," she said. Lying wounded, he looked up at them. Her new man laughed. "What's your use now, worthless idiot? Everything you had is mine now." They laughed, leaving his body frozen, lifeless, abandoned in the depths of the sea. His heart was gone. The pain, betrayal, and despair dragged him downward as consciousness began to fade into silence. He realized something terrifying without a heart. He couldn't even feel pain. But the anger burned hotter than before. "No!" he growled, eyes flashing. "I can't just die like this. Not after everything they've done to me." Dark power awakened inside him. "I'm not giving up. I will make those despicable people pay the price." He opened his eyes in shock. Everything looked familiar, yet wrong. Someone shouted his name. He had returned to the past. The girl pulled his arm, annoyed. "You better treat me right, Yishao, or don't ever come looking again." He stared at the box in his hand. It was a system starter pack. This really was before everything collapsed. "I've really been reborn," he realized. With this second chance, he would change fate and never repeat the same mistakes. She kept rambling. He ignored her now. From this moment on, he would walk his own path alone if necessary. She clung to him again. "What's wrong?" she teased. He stayed silent, but this time he wasn't falling for it. A man shouted from behind, furious. "For my good? Go to hell with that!" He stormed forward, clutching his side. She turned, confused. "What?" Her grip loosened. The truth was slipping out faster than she could cover it up. Yishao laughed coldly. "Must have been hard faking it all. From now on, you'll never get money from me." She smirked, unfazed. "Still playing tricks? Fine, I'll accept your card this time, but only this once." Her eyes narrowed. Yishao had enough. He snapped, "Now get lost! Immediately!" His voice was firm and his eyes sharp with resolve. She screamed in disbelief. "How dare you talk to me like this? You'll regret it, Yishao." He ignored her tantrum. "Oh, those shoes? Keep walking. Don't ever show your face in front of me again." "Yishao!" she yelled. "Don't think money makes you invincible. I'll make sure you suffer." He turned coldly. "Take your threats elsewhere. That fake act ends now." Her shadow faded from his life for good. Yishao turned away coldly. "I have more important things to do than waste time arguing with you," he said. He remembered the timeline. "The beta for Apocalypse starts in 1 week. I must prepare before the chaos begins. The recharge system would open briefly during the beta. I need to gather enough funds before it starts," he thought. His assistant asked, "What's with the rush?" Rumors about him had spread, questioning his sudden and massive sale activity. She smiled slyly. "Call me when it's ready." He replied, "No games. I need the deal done fast and clean." Yishao smirked. "No more waiting. The recharge beta is open." Determined, he swore to climb the throne alone. 3 class choices appeared. He quickly selected the god of wealth, knowing this profession held unmatched strategic advantages. Power surged through his body. The divine path of wealth actually works, he whispered. Feeling strength grow within seconds, he stood tall in his new form. This time, I won't kneel to fate. I'll dominate from the start. Facing a beast, he attacked fiercely. You think I came for disaster? No, I came for power. His hand glowed. Yishao laughed confidently. Power surged through his body. Now comes the most important moment. I'll change my fate today. He pressed the recharge button without hesitation. Let's begin. The system activated, preparing to absorb the funds instantly. Recharge successful. 2 billion gold coins flooded in. He grinned, holding wealth powerful enough to shake any kingdom. He stood atop mountains of cash. Just 3 days and this will multiply tenfold. That's the god of wealth's path. The system warned of danger. Your recharge drew attention. He paused. Red eyes glowed from the dark. Someone is watching. A system notification flashes. Ye Shao has unlocked the rare class god of wealth. His transformation begins, glowing with power. He senses the divine energy surging through him. A legendary class, god of wealth, is now officially his unique combat identity. Coins spiral through space. A mysterious figure lands. It's a hostile creature shocked to witness the class being awakened. The enemy snarls in disbelief. A god-class user dares show himself? Rage builds as he prepares to strike immediately. The Toad Warrior reveals himself as a wealth envoy. He declares Yi Shao his target and begins an aggressive challenge. Yi Shao raised an eyebrow. A toad is a mentor? Fushu snapped. Watch it! I'm the great finance instructor! Fushu revealed the wealth talent system. Multiple rare skills appeared, each offering powerful bonuses in finance, trading, and influence. Yi Shao stared in shock. What the heck? The talents were overwhelming, with advanced mechanics he'd never seen before. Fushu chuckled. No wonder it's a hidden class. So many unique skills, few can unlock their true potential. Ye Shao smirked. With this knowledge and system, I'll reshape the economy. This time, I'll control everything through wealth. Fushu warned, don't get cocky. Ye Shao smirked. Relax, mentor. With this system, I'll clear any map with ease. He selected his destination confidently. We'll begin training in water planes. Time to test my upgraded skills in battle. They teleported. Ye Shao landed smoothly while Fushu flailed. Can't you land gently? I'm your guide, not your backpack. Ye Shao reviewed objectives. Defeat monsters, build capital, and gather early buffs. Speed is everything now. Fushu added, you'll need a divine pet. Ye Shao nodded. Then let's start by taming a beast worthy of me. Dozens of goblins roared, we smell human meat. Their eyes locked onto Ye Shao, hungry and ready to attack. He froze. Class elites? At this level? Panic rose. He had underestimated how early enemies scaled with difficulty. Fushu shouted, run! This zone's king-tier enemies. Don't fight now. Ye Shao had no choice but to escape. Ye Shao dashed downhill as goblins chased. Stop running, food! He yelled back. Can't believe I'm saying this, save me! Finally reaching town, he collapsed. I've never suffered such humiliation, he muttered, gasping. This world's harder than I thought. Others stared and laughed. He picked a toad? Ye Shao ignored them. Fushu grumbled, uncultured fools, I'm no beast. Right, Ye Shao muttered, a trained guide. Still, he smiled. Low power is a stage. My vision lies far beyond. They mocked again, but Ye Shao stayed calm. I'm not settling for ordinary beasts. Why should I rush then? Fushu nodded. You aim for dragons, huh? Ye Shao replied, even if others doubt me, I'll climb with strength alone. They reached Supreme Hall. It's recruitment day, Ye Shao said. Fushu grinned, stop talking. I know why we're here, let's go. As Ye Shao approached the hall, an old man blocked his path. Wait, this place isn't for untrained youth. This is the Supreme Hall, the elder said. Only elite candidates with city permits may proceed during evaluation day. Ye Shao smirked. You're judging me too fast. Appearances can be misleading, you don't know my true value. I don't care if you have a title, the elder growled. This test isn't for show-offs. Don't waste my time. Ye Shao calmly pointed. Archmage, look over there. The old man turned. Gold coins? His attitude started to shift. Ye Shao pointed again. Archmage, over there too. More gold coins scattered around, catching the elder's full attention. The old man trembled, scooping up coins. Oh my! His hands couldn't move fast enough to gather the gold. Ye Shao asked, do you like them? The elder shouted, very important person room at War God Pavilion. Supreme Hall upstairs, please. Fushu whispered. Master-level greed. Shove coins and he'll bend like grass. Ye Xiao smirked. Ha, now this feels more like it. He walked confidently down the Supreme Hall's corridor, heading straight toward his next goal with every step echoing power. Ye Xiao passed the gate guards. Fushu whispered, "These are level 100 golems, Supreme Hall's elite defense. I'm not here for common protectors," Ye Xiao said calmly. "Ordinary contracts don't interest me. I want something stronger." A deep voice echoed, "Who let you in?" A black-armored warrior stepped forward, radiating overwhelming pressure. Ye Xiao faced him directly. "I need a divine-level solemn guardian. Price isn't the issue, power is." The warrior replied coldly, 1 billion per day. Ye Xiao smirked, flipping a card. "Good, I'm ready." The guardian paused. 1 billion per day technically possible, but only if you meet very strict payment standards. Ye Xiao asked, "And those terms?" The warrior replied, "Advanced tier coins only. No common funds. Quality must match the price. Divine-level spells and strength," the warrior added, "but if you're ready, I can summon your guardian immediately." Ye Xiao nodded. "I've seen how limited most guards are. I want someone stronger. Start now." As a woman appeared, Ye Xiao frowned. "Who's that? No way she's the one." Fushu groaned. "You spoke too soon. A fiery beauty appeared." "Oh, a handsome young man?" she smiled. "I'm Dolores, summoned guardian for 1 billion daily." Ye Xiao froze. "Her outfit's bold." Fushu whispered, "Stop staring. She's way out of your league in every stat." Dolores leaned in. "What do you need?" "I'll handle it all for you." Ye Xiao gulped, caught off guard. "We hired you to handle a threat wiping out full teams," Ye Xiao explained. "Only you can stop them." Dolores spun her staff, fire bursting forth. "Easy, lead the way." Ye Xiao nodded. "No time to waste. Let's go." Dolores launched a blazing fireball. The goblins screamed as massive damage numbers exploded across the battlefield in an instant. The battle ended quickly. Ye Xiao stood calmly as Fushu gasped. That was overpowered! She wiped them out alone. Nearby players whispered, "Who hired that mage?" One added, "It must have cost a fortune." No rookie could pull that off. Ye Xiao reviewed new skill prompts. Wealth-based enhancement unlocked passive buff stack with divine contracts. This is just the beginning. Back in town, observers stared. "That guy, didn't he just register today?" One replied, "Could they already be passing the test?" Ye Xiao speaks confidently. He hints that the real game will begin once the dungeon system becomes reality for everyone. He walks with his companion, explaining how wealth-based power lets him enhance attributes earned from battle. He's finally ready. They travel far across open terrain. His companion confirms it's the hidden dungeon. Ye Xiao calls it the Dragon's Lair. A system alert shows Ye Xiao ranked first globally. No one else qualifies. He's the only one at level 10. A mysterious warrior sliced through goblins with ease. His movements were precise, swift, and meant for killing without hesitation. He looked ahead. "Whoever reaches the dragon's heart first will decide the course of this world," he muttered coldly. Ye Xiao clenched his fist. "I'm not losing this race. No matter who stands in the way, I'll rise." He and Dolores pressed forward. "We're near," he said. She nodded, preparing for whatever dangers hid ahead. They activated a seal on the ground. The ancient dungeon began to respond. "This is it, the real challenge starts now." Ye Xiao and Dolores landed at the dungeon entrance. The air grew heavy, powerful energy leaked from the sealed ruins. A warning appeared. "Extreme danger. Proceed with caution." Dolores whispered, "Looks like this place wasn't opened in years. If it's a dragon, my magic can handle it alone," she said. Ye Xiao remained cautious and led the way. She asked, "So how did you know?" Ye Xiao answered, "I bought rare battle reports. High price, but worth it." He continued, "They confirmed this dungeon hides a rare dragon egg, exactly what I came for." Dolores smiled. "Then let's get it." Dolores warned, "Don't underestimate dragons." Fushu added, "Even if she's strong, this fight won't be easy." Ye Xiao replied, "You're a top-tier sorceress. Don't hold back." Dolores smiled. "I'll show you what I can do." They moved deeper into the cave. The air grew hot. A glowing warning flashed. Dominant dragon, level 75, had awakened. Dolores hesitated. "Sister 2 fought this before. You go in first. I'll wait outside in case we need backup." Ye Xiao stared at the dragon resting atop treasure. "This cave, it's the perfect spot. That egg must be near." Dolores hesitated. "Nope, I'm out. One dragon's enough." She turned away, clearly unwilling to risk her life again. Ye Xiao stopped her. "There's no turning back. I'll triple the commission if you fight beside me." Her eyes narrowed. "Triple?" She sighed. Fine. If I must risk my life for pay, then I'll give it all. She raised her staff, releasing massive energy. I'll go all out for 3 minutes, no more. Energy surged like a rainbow storm. I can buy you 3 minutes at most, Dolores shouted, bracing for the clash. Yi Xiao activated his divine attribute bonus. Full buff deployed. For 3 minutes, my power is at its peak, Dolores shouted. Full buffs live. You better finish this fast. She flew straight into battle, facing the dragon head-on. She launched ice arrows mid-air, striking the dragon's eyes. Incredible, Yi Xiao thought, since she's fearless, even against that thing. The dragon roared in pain as the ice attacks pierced its scales, momentarily disorienting the beast. Yi Xiao sprinted past its tail toward the treasure. There it is, he whispered. Bone to dragon egg, Yi Xiao whispered. Don't let it notice us, or we're dead meat. He touched the egg carefully. Dolores shouted, 1.5 minutes left. I'm running out of stamina. The dragon blasted flames her way. Yi Xiao struggled. This dragon egg's heavier than I thought. Toad, give me a hand now, Fushu grumbled. I've never done something this shady before. Still, he rushed to help, complaining with every step. Together, they started dragging the egg toward the exit. The air grew heavier as the dragon's attention shifted. The dragon roared, eyes locked on Yi Xiao. It noticed the missing egg and charged with fury. Useless toad, Yi Xiao shouted, leaping while clutching the egg. This thing weighs a ton, Dolores summoned a barrier. Ice wall, she yelled. I'll block it, just get that egg out. The dragon slammed into the wall, cracking it. Dolores muttered, It's not holding up. Wings spread wide, the dragon took flight. Dragon King's breath incoming, Dolores warned, bracing for the blast. Yi Xiao yelled, Run, Dolores shouted back. Why are you running too? Flames exploded behind them. He gasped, What do you mean? Your buff's over in seconds. I'm not dying here. They tumbled through the gate as the fire barely missed. Ah! Yi Xiao groaned. The egg's safe. Dolores panted. Kid, if this hatches into a true dragon, all that pain was worth it. She smiled slyly. Don't forget my commission. Yi Xiao smirked. Oh, don't worry. You'll get paid, Yi Xiao declared. Now it's time to contract the beast. Fushu warned, Better hope you didn't pay for a dud. Yi Xiao placed his glowing hand on the egg. Success or failure, this decides everything. The egg cracked violently. Everyone held their breath as energy swirled around the hatching process. A tiny green dragon emerged. Yi Xiao blinked. Huh? The creature chirped happily. Dolores frowned. This doesn't look like a radiant dragon. Fushu muttered, Did we get scammed? The little dragon wheezed, trying to speak. Please help me. My strength is fading. Yi Xiao stepped forward cautiously, alert. Yi Xiao narrowed his eyes. This dragon's condition, it was attacked recently. The red-haired girl replied, Then we should treat it. I am from the Flaming Clan, the dragon said weakly. We were ambushed, everything was burned. Only I survived the fire. The girl leaned in. That must have been terrifying. But why come to us? The dragon looked down. I sensed your power. The dragon stood shakily. Let me follow you. I will serve loyally if you let me grow strong again. Yi Xiao placed an emblem on the dragon. With this tag, no one will mistake you as a wild beast. The red frogman noticed something shiny. Huh? What's that in your hand? Yi Xiao replied, Wait, this isn't mine. Looks important. Yi Xiao held up the badge. Toad, where did you get this? The frogman panicked. It was just lying nearby. He examined the badge. Mark of Prosperity grants ownership of protected territory. This could elevate us to elite status instantly. Yi Xiao smirked. You risked your life and found something valuable. You might have just saved our whole team's future. Yi Xiao laughed. Come on, old man, don't be stingy. We just unlocked something huge, can't ignore free rewards. He studied the badge again. This thing's more than a title. It's tied to system authority. Could trigger something special. Suddenly, a prompt appeared. Hidden quest unlocked, the Flame King's domain. Limited time challenge, difficulty unknown. Reward, rare divine egg. The girls were surprised. A hidden quest? That's rare. The witch added, We need to be ready. Could be dangerous. Yi Xiao read the timer. Quest expires in 5 minutes. He sighed. My time's up. I have to log off. Yi Xiao activated the portal. Hidden dungeon, secret village, ancient flame badge, everything fits. This could be tied to legacy coins. He waved goodbye. All right, brother Ye. Later. Yi Xiao nodded. Time to log off. Still need to rest this worn body. Ye Xiao logged out. Whew, another intense night. He stretched and sighed. Can't let this body collapse from overuse again. Meanwhile, outside, virtual game Doomsday is trending globally, topping all charts. Players screamed, "How's Ye Xiao so strong already?" Must be hacking. Newscasters reported multiple nations consider banning Doomsday. It's changing lives. Ye Xiao smirked. Weaklings. Reality and game merging, only the strong will thrive. Ye Xiao heard his phone buzz. He glanced over, confused. Huh? Who's messaging me this early in the morning? He read the message. Come to Manhwa Hospital, bring food and money, settle the debt, or else. Ye Xiao groaned. Damn it, forgot to block that lunatic. Always using threats. What does she even want now? In the hospital, a girl mocked, "He'll come. You think he'll abandon you?" The man in bed stayed silent. She smirked. He's bound to you emotionally. When you call, he answers. He's too soft to ever walk away. A doctor said, Room 7D's patient can be discharged soon. Please pay the bill before processing final paperwork. Yanran frowned. What do you mean discharge? Don't you know who we are? The doctor remained firm, showing the screen. The man on the bed sighed. I didn't get my allowance. Ye Xiao always handled that stuff for me. Yanran snapped. What? He gave you over 200,000 last month. Are you saying you wasted all that already? The man smirked. Just ask him again. Once he sees you cry, he'll fold like always. That's what love means. A doctor said, Room 7D's patient can be discharged soon. Please pay the bill before processing final paperwork. Yanran frowned. What do you mean, discharge? Don't you know who we are? The doctor remained firm, showing the screen. The man on the bed sighed. I didn't get my allowance. Ye Xiao always handled that stuff for me. Yanran snapped. What? He gave you over 200,000 last month. Are you saying you wasted all that already? The man smirked. Just ask him again. Once he sees you cry, he'll fold like always. That's what love means. In the training zone, guilds were forming rapidly. Ye Xiao, now level 10, drew immediate attention from curious nearby players. Players swarmed. Level 10? Already? Bro, carry me! One pointed out, you can't hide your level with that hood, idiot. Panicking, Ye Xiao ran. Run, he shouted. A crowd followed him excitedly, hoping he'd reveal fast leveling secrets by accident. Ye Xiao sprinted ahead as players trailed behind. Follow him. He must know the fastest way to level up. He dashed through the outer village. Don't slow down, he warned. Move faster or they'll catch us. Panic set in. The crowd halted. A level 20 elite area? That's suicide, one said. Is he really going to fight alone? Ye Xiao glanced back. Finally, we lost them, he sighed in relief, stepping into the narrow path leading through the mountains. He stopped before a massive black fortress. All right, he muttered. This is the spot. Time to start farming alone. A guard stepped forward. Hey kid, this area isn't for you. Turn back before you get hurt. Ye Xiao responded calmly. I'm here for the advancement trial. The guard stared. Alone? You don't even have a team? I don't need a team, Ye Xiao said. I'm strong enough solo. The guard raised a brow, clearly unconvinced. All right, kid, the guard warned. You've been told many overconfident players entered alone, none ever returned successfully. As Ye Xiao stepped into the glowing circle, the guard muttered, Ha, just another reckless kid asking to die. Ye Xiao stared at the trial options, normal, hard, hell, then abyss. He calmly selected the last abyss difficulty. Power surged around him. Soloing abyss should be fine, he said confidently. Purple light wrapped his body as teleport began. A guard gasped. Abyss? That's hidden tier difficulty. He chose it alone. Is he out of his mind? Ye Xiao landed in a dead forest. Enemies lurked nearby. Level 10 against Abyss solo, you must be insane. He narrowed his eyes. This isn't madness. I've been here before. I know what I'm doing. This time I'm here for revenge. Ye Xiao called out, Little Gray, come out. In a flash, his dragon companion emerged, wings flapping with fierce energy. Little Gray hovered nearby, alert. With him here, there's nothing to fear, Ye Xiao muttered. He's a mythical great beast. Suddenly, Ye Xiao froze. Something's approaching fast. The air grew tense, shadows shifting between the twisted, lifeless trees. A massive white wolf burst from the woods. Level 20? Mutated type? Crap, even Little Gray might struggle with this. Ye Xiao barked the command. Little Gray, get it! His dragon lunged toward the snarling beast, eyes glowing with battle fury. The mutated white wolf growled deeply. It towered over Little Gray, baring its fangs, ready to rip him apart. Little Gray didn't hesitate. He charged energy into his core, then fired a massive orange blast straight toward the wolf. The attack slammed into the wolf's face, dealing 2,500 damage. The beast staggered back but quickly regained its footing. Little Gray lunged again, claws slashing. The screen flashed multiple damage values, -599, -602, -597. Still not enough to kill it. The wolf roared in fury, eyes glowing red. It grabbed Little Gray mid-air, rage amplifying its strength to terrifying levels. Yishao clenched his fist. "The snow wolf's gone berserk," he muttered. "This won't end well if it continues." Little Gray soared upward. Skill-activated Roaring Flame Leap. His claws ignited as he spun mid-air to gain momentum. The snow wolf staggered stunned. Little Gray's earlier blast had disrupted its charge. "Woof!" it cried, paralyzed just long enough. With a burning dive, Little Gray struck again. Damage numbers flashed, -599, -602, -597. The wolf howled, buckling under pressure. Debuff activated, burned. The snow wolf's HP dropped rapidly. It collapsed backwards in pain, its berserk state finally broken for good. System message trial complete. Yishao gained 4 levels instantly. Little Gray flapped proudly, glowing with newly enhanced energy. Little Gray's stats skyrocketed. Whoa, max stat growth! And that new skill completely broken. Mythical beasts grow insanely fast. Yishao approached the loot pile. "Old Hui, what'd drop?" he asked, eyes wide at the glowing treasure. 2 rare gold-tier weapons. Yishao grinned. No surprise. Mutated bosses drop insane loot. He clutched the blade, admiring the shine. He raised the sword. "This is so much better than my last life. Finally, I'm doing everything right this time." Enemy identified, Abyssal Tiger, level 40. Abyssal? Yishao stared. That thing's stats are insane. This might be too much. Yishao's eyes widened. A demonized monster? No wonder it feels different. Little Gray roared, preparing to intercept the threat. The beast charged with terrifying speed. Yishao shouted, "Little Gray, go!" as his companion darted in to meet it. Yishao's system panel revealed mission updates. A fierce black panther approached. Its sharp claws and glowing eyes showed no mercy. Without hesitation, Yishao summoned his dragon pet. Flames circled. The forest trembled as the beast roared and leapt toward danger. The dragon collided midair with the charging panther. Sparks flew. The panther was strong, but the dragon fought back harder. The screen faded to black. Victory was his. The fierce enemy dissolved. Yishao's plan worked, and the area cleared. Yishao reviewed loot and stats. He smiled, calm and confident. With new skills unlocked, he prepared for the next battle. Yishao approached a strange altar. The ruins hinted at a hidden trial. His goal, unlock the portal before time runs out. He stepped into the glowing formation. Energy surged. With his dragon pet ready, he prepared to conquer what waited beyond. Inside, the air was cold. His pet flew beside him. This wasn't a normal dungeon, it was an abyssal zone. A system alert flashed. "You have fallen into the abyss." Yishao smirked. He welcomed the challenge without hesitation. He clenched his fist. This time, he said, "I hold power, knowledge, and pets. No one can stop me now." Yishao entered the abyss chamber. His voice echoed. He challenged the boss that guarded the hidden power deep inside. From shadows, a tall undead sorcerer appeared. Energy pulsed through the air as Yishao stood ready with his pet. System data confirmed the enemy, Abyss Wanderer. High strength, active skills, no weaknesses. A difficult opponent, but not impossible. Yishao grinned. "He looks strong," he said. "Perfect. The stronger they are, the more rewards I'll get." The boss raised his staff. "You dare face me?" Yishao replied, "I've beaten worse. You're just another step forward." Yishao stepped forward confidently. "I don't fear failure," he said. His dragon circled above, ready to launch the first strike. The undead boss warned him, but Yishao didn't stop. The battle had begun, and the room shook from the clash. The dragon attacked first, breathing fire. It aimed straight at the boss's chest, landing a heavy blow across his armor. The boss staggered. The flames burned. But he didn't fall. His staff lit up with dark energy, eyes locked on Yishao. The boss roared, "Don't let it escape again!" he shouted, striking back. Yishao stayed calm, planning his next command carefully. Yishao smiled confidently. "That's right, keep burning him!" he shouted, fully in control of the battle's pace and rhythm. Suddenly, the undead boss stopped moving. Yishao narrowed his eyes. "Why is it not reacting? What changed?" he muttered suspiciously. The boss slowly turned his head. "It's looking at us," Yishao said. The dragon pet tensed, sensing something dangerous coming. The boss raised his staff. Glowing runes formed. "It's casting something," Yishao warned, backing up. The pressure in the room rose. "Dodge!" Ye Xiao yelled. A huge spell launched. The boss sneered. "Do you even want to live?" he growled mid-attack. A massive energy blast exploded forward. "Oh crap!" Ye Xiao shouted, diving to dodge as blue fire filled the air. He rolled to his feet. "I'm doomed!" he yelled. The spell kept tracking him, locked onto his exact position without fail. Ye Xiao panicked. "Why is this still chasing me?" he yelled. "Little Ash now, help me, hurry!" Dragon Pet launched forward, intercepting the caster. The explosion erupted midair. Ye Xiao shouted, "Don't hold back, use your full power!" Flames burst. The boss grunted, staff raised, but the blast hit him hard. He roared in pain, cracking under pressure. Ye Xiao pushed forward. The boss struck wildly, missing. Little Ash flew above, charging fire for a final direct hit. Explosion erupted behind the boss. Flames engulfed him. "If you don't go down now," Ye Xiao shouted, "you really are immortal." The system declared victory. "Congratulations! First to clear the Abyss trial." Ye Xiao stood, exhausted but alive, catching his breath. He smiled at Little Ash. "Didn't expect it to be this hard. Without you, I'd already be gone." They approached the fallen enemy. "Finally done," Ye Xiao said. "Let's check what this elite boss left behind as loot." A global system alert appeared. Someone cleared the Abyss trial. All players froze in shock. The world's first was announced. "Is that real?" someone asked. "Who cleared it, Jiangcheng?" Rumors spread quickly across the map like fire in dry grass. The news hit cities too. Crowds gathered. "First player from our nation? We need to know who it is." Leaders analyzed the alert. Based on the data, one said, he came from Jiangcheng. Dispatch someone to investigate immediately. A scouting party prepared. If someone this strong came from there, their captain said, "We need to recruit them fast." The man convinced Yanran to chase riches through teaming up with a pro, hoping to surpass even Ye Xiao's reputation. He pushed further, urging her to recruit Ye Xiao. Yanran refused, holding her pride despite pressure about money and survival. He kept pushing Yanran, saying this alliance could make them rich. Yanran still looked unsure, caught between logic and doubt. Eventually, she gave in. "Fine, I'll join you," she said. He smiled, sealing their new partnership with a handshake. Elsewhere, Ye Xiao examined the shard. "This isn't normal loot," he said, sensing power pulsing from deep within the item. The system confirmed, permanent evolution crystal acquired. Ye Xiao's eyes widened. This reward wasn't temporary, it would change everything forever. "A permanent boost?" Ye Xiao whispered. "This didn't happen in my previous life, my advantage is growing." He gripped it tightly. Ye Xiao decided to delay appraisal. "I'll check it later," he said, stepping toward the portal to leave the village. News spread fast. A guard was stunned. Someone cleared the trial solo and on nightmare difficulty? That's insane. Ye Xiao walked forward. "No time to waste," he said. "Connect me to the main city. I'm moving out." The portal powered up. "Proceed, warrior," the guard said. "You've earned it." Ye Xiao nodded. "Thanks. I won't waste this." As he stepped through, rewards appeared. Epic Wizard Robe of Valor granted, the system said. Ye Xiao accepted with a smile. Ye Xiao reviewed his new badge. A high-level teleport permit, he noted. This'll unlock better areas, worth every effort. Holding the badge tightly, he turned toward the portal. "Main city, here we come," he said, stepping forward confidently. The scene shifted to Mirage Main City, grand buildings, clean roads, and powerful players. It was a hub of opportunity. System message confirmed arrival. Ye Xiao looked around. "So this is Mirage?" he asked. "Quiet, but something feels off. We need to find Beastmaster Shilot," he said. Little Ash perched beside him. "Don't worry," he added. "We'll learn everything." Ye Xiao walked through the city streets, scanning signs. After a moment, he stopped. "There it is," he said confidently. He approached the mentor. "I'd like to transfer to a new job," he said. The man didn't seem impressed. Ye Xiao insisted, "I want to transfer to the hidden class Beast Whisperer." The mentor frowned, testing his seriousness. To earn that title, the mentor said, "Bring 100% demon wolf cub eyes. Prove you're worthy of the class." Ye Xiao smirked. "A hidden quest, huh?" He muttered, "Sounds boring, but I'll finish it faster than anyone expects." The mentor mocked Ye Xiao. "Can't handle wolves?" he scoffed. Ye Xiao stayed calm, pulling something important from his inventory. Ye Xiao showed the mentor his badge. "This proves my strength," he said. The mentor's expression changed instantly. Mentor stared. "An epic badge of valor? That's only rewarded for extreme trials." He finally began to take Ye Xiao seriously. "Wrong again," Ye Xiao replied. "It's not just Inferno level. I cleared the Abyss level trial." The mentor looked completely stunned. "Abyss level?" he repeated. With how many people? Ye Xiao smiled and answered confidently, only one. Just me, Ye Xiao smirked. Didn't you call me useless earlier? The mentor looked awkward, now clearly overwhelmed by Xiao's rapid growth. Ye Xiao asked directly, so can I transfer now? The mentor nodded. Of course, anyone passing Abyss level qualifies instantly. Noticing little Ash, the mentor panicked. A dragon whelp? He gasped. Ye Xiao confirmed calmly, yes, he's my partner. The mentor grew emotional. A real dragon, it's my dream, he shouted. Ye Xiao raised an eyebrow, surprised by his excitement. The mentor continued, Beast Whisperer isn't enough. You'll become a Royal Shift Beast Tamer instead. That class suits your level. The mentor handed over a letter. Find this man. He'll guide you. Ye Xiao accepted it with a smile. System alert confirmed Ye Xiao qualified to transfer from Dragon Whisperer to Royal Chief Beast Tamer, a rare hidden class. Little Ash commented, you're lucky to get a hidden class. Ye Xiao nodded, but said, I still have tasks first. He turned a corner. Follow me, he said. Another hidden quest awaits, and it might be even more important. Little Ash asked, how do you know all this? Ye Xiao smirked. Let's just say I've done this before. Ye Xiao approached a group near the building. In front stood a noblewoman with guards. Little Ash immediately reacted to her. That's her, Little Ash whispered. She's the Light Church's saint. Noble status, rare class, and extremely powerful healing skills. A guard blocked Ye Xiao. Halt! Who are you? Ye Xiao didn't flinch and stepped forward to introduce himself politely. The saint looked curious. You don't seem ordinary, she said. Is there something I can help you with? She smiled. I've lost something important. If you can find it, young man, I will be deeply grateful. Ye Xiao received Lady Charlotte's hidden quest. Smirking, he bowed slightly. Don't worry, I'll retrieve the flower myself. A guard stepped in. Stop! Who are you? Ye Xiao remained calm, already prepared with a reason to proceed. Lady Charlotte stepped in gently. He's here to help, she said. I've lost something important and need assistance. She explained her request in detail. Ye Xiao nodded seriously. If I find it, you'll owe me one. System notification appeared. New hidden quest accepted. Ye Xiao smiled confidently. Beautiful lady, I'll solve this mystery for you. Little Ash chimed in as they walked away. You sure you're not collecting side quests like a hobby now? Little Ash warned. She's not after a normal flower. Ye Xiao agreed. It must be something rare and hidden. They approached a local shop. Ye Xiao was focused. Let's see if the merchant here knows anything useful, he said. The shopkeeper welcomed him. What would you like? Ye Xiao didn't hesitate. I heard you sell treasure boxes. I need one. The merchant explained. Some boxes contain rare items like ancient dragon bones. It depends what's your budget. Ye Xiao smirked and raised his hand. The most expensive one, he said. I'm not holding back for this. The merchant boasts of his priciest chest. Ye Xiao remains unfazed, ready to buy more without hesitation. Gold coins spill from his pouch. Ye Xiao declares one chest is not enough, he wants them all. The merchant is stunned. Ye Xiao insists, open every single one. The room fills with anticipation and disbelief. The first chest opens. A powerful axe glows inside. Ye Xiao examines it briefly, eyes already on the next. Another chest opens with a healing potion. Useful, but not what he's looking for. He prepares for the next. Ye Xiao shouted, open! The merchant lifted the lid, revealing common scrolls and items. The rare prize still eluded them. 30 minutes passed. Only one treasure box left, the merchant said. Ye Xiao stepped forward, determined to finish this properly. Ye Xiao gripped the final chest. This time, it has to be the one, he said, opening it carefully. A glow filled the room. A rare flower floated up, petals shining. It's the beautiful flower, Xiao confirmed. With flower in hand, Ye Xiao smiled. Lao Wei, let's go! Time to return and complete the hidden quest. Lady Charlie relaxed in a luxurious bath, wondering if her lost flower would ever be recovered by anyone at all. She sighed. Do you think anyone will really find it? Her maid gently reassured her, confidence shining in her eyes. The maid replied, Of course, my lady. With your charm, even fate bends your way. It's only a matter of time. Suddenly, another maid entered. A young man requests an audience. He claims to have found the flower you asked for. Shirley rose in surprise. What? Someone actually found it for me? Her heart raced, curiosity and gratitude mixing together. Ye Xiao arrived as the maid introduced him. Lady Shirley stepped forward, surprised. You really found what I was seeking? Ye Xiao opened the box. Authentic and intact, he said calmly. See for yourself, beautiful lady. I hope it satisfies. Charlie's eyes lit up. It truly is the flower, she said. I've searched so long for this. Shirley blushed, overwhelmed. You've helped me so much, she said. What can I give money? Items? Rare materials? Ye Xiao answered seriously. I don't want items. Shirley smiled. Then I offer myself as your reward, she whispered shyly. Lady Shirley offered herself boldly. Ye Xiao panicked inside, thinking, this is too much. I just wanted help. She looked confused. Oh? Ye Xiao quickly clarified. I only want help obtaining official citizen status, that's all. Shirley smiled warmly. You just want citizenship? That's simple. A system notification confirmed the mission objective was now complete. Shirley turned to her maid. Eliza, prepare the documents and my seal. The maid nodded respectfully and stepped aside. Ye Xiao added, also, I'd like to buy a home here in Windler City and settle for a while. Lady Shirley looked puzzled. Buying property? You're not planning to travel anymore? Ye Xiao smiled. Stability helps with long-term plans. She studied the map. The West District is underdeveloped, she warned. Are you sure you want to settle there? Ye Xiao nodded. With your help, I'll connect with the right people. Please assist with registration. I'd be honored. As they finished, Little Ash whispered, why not live in the rich East? Ye Xiao grinned. That's not the point. A fiery vision appeared. Windler City under attack? Ye Xiao murmured, only by hiding in chaos can I build safety. Ye Xiao analyzed the map calmly. Sparse crowds mean fewer monsters. Later, this zone will thrive. I'll profit big. She doubts his strength, warning of danger. Ye Xiao stands firm, knowing his path. He hides deep pain behind calm eyes. Ye Xiao reflects on past mistakes. He trusts no one now, especially those who speak gently but hide cruel intentions beneath. A warning arrives. Sky burns orange as destruction falls. Ye Xiao knows this is only the beginning of what's coming next. The city falls into panic. Ye Xiao issues orders, guiding people. He searches for the source of the sudden monster invasion. Inside the hall, allies discuss defenses. Ye Xiao calculates next steps. He knows one thing, money alone won't win this war. Ye Xiao submits papers. The official confirms citizenship. The girl watches, surprised by how calm and direct he handles everything. He clarifies, he's already a citizen of Wandel City and now holds a title in the Dragon Empire. The girl is shocked. That title means royal blood. She starts questioning everything she knows about her background and status. Ye Xiao asks about her uncle from the royal beast tamer family. He suspects there's more behind her origins and power. She answers carefully. Ye Xiao reveals his goal, learning beast taming secrets and finding the royal beast tamer's hidden wisdom. She offers help through her guild connections. Ye Xiao accepts politely, knowing every alliance now could mean survival later. He thanks her respectfully, addressing her formally. She smiles, flattered, but still unsure of his true motives and strength. A system notification appears, his stats update. Ye Xiao's mind races. His influence and potential just reached a whole new level. Outside, others begin noticing strange changes. Rumors spread quickly. Ye Xiao's rising fame and titles start to attract dangerous attention. Soldiers and adventurers gossip. Someone powerful is moving fast. Whispers spread. Could he be the one to reshape the empire? A group discusses Ye Xiao's impressive rank. His stats shock them. Reaching top class while others still fight slimes is rare. One girl admires his strength but jokes about his name. She lounges, watching others train without much care or contribution. She complains again. Others grow irritated. One mocks how weak they are, joking they'd be stronger with someone like Ye Xiao. The green-haired girl snaps back. She's tired of freeloaders complaining. Another teammate defends the group, saying they can just leave. Tension builds. Their leader tries to calm things, apologizing. But the upset girl storms off, yelling she doesn't care anymore. Zhou Hong prepares to leave. He's surprised by Yanran's stubbornness, questioning why she's acting superior without doing any real work. Yanran argues back. She's frustrated, feeling left behind. She demands why she should be the one reaching out first. Zhou Hong calms her. He admits fault but reminds her, teamwork needs effort. They still need Ye Xiao's help eventually. He encourages her to swallow her pride, just this once. Winning requires alliances, even if egos must be set aside. They part ways peacefully. Zhou Hong promises to wait for updates, while Yanran logs out, still thinking about everything he said. Yanran lies in bed, thinking about Ye Xiao. She admits his bold ways, but decides to give him another chance. After hesitation, she picks up her phone. She decides to message him first, despite usually waiting for him. She types nervously, joking about their in-game relationship. She mentions a new game and subtly asks him to join. Confidently, she hits send. She reassures herself that she's being generous, hoping he'll appreciate the effort this time. Time passes. She waits in silence, then frowns. Still no reply. Confused, she wonders why he hasn't responded yet. Yanran checks her phone again, then freezes. A system message shows she's been deleted from Ye Xiao's friends list. Furious, she screams. Her emotions explode. She feels humiliated and betrayed, unable to believe he really cut her off. Shouting out loud, she swears revenge. Her pride won't let her forgive him. She declares their connection completely over. Meanwhile, in Wandel City's eastern district, chaos brews. People hurry as a new crisis looms, far removed from Yanran's drama. Ye Xiao arrives at a marked location. Calm and focused, he studies the building. This is the place, he says. The appraiser warns Ye Xiao that they only handle silver gear. Anything higher should be taken outside the city. Ye Xiao pulls out a necklace. Calmly, he asks about dark gold tier appraisal. The clerk instantly becomes tense. Shocked, the clerk confirms it's real dark gold. He offers top service, saying the owner will handle it directly. Ye Xiao stays focused, pushing for details. The clerk claims over 80% success, but charges 100 gold coins per item. Ye Xiao agrees without hesitation. He has multiple items. Confidently, he tells them to begin. He's ready to appraise them all. The clerk sees Ye Xiao's gear and is stunned. He realizes instantly this customer is extremely rich and not ordinary. Ye Xiao urges him to hurry. The clerk begins appraising. The pendant glows, its stats reveal massive power beyond expectation. Shocked by the results, the clerk praises the item. Ye Xiao remains calm and tells him to keep going quickly. The appraiser is stunned. He calls Ye Xiao God of Wealth. Overwhelmed by the powerful and expensive items before him, Ye Xiao urges him to keep going. The next pendant is scanned, revealing even stronger stats than the last one. The appraiser mutters in disbelief. Ye Xiao simply nods, satisfied with the results. He instructs them to continue appraising quickly. Outside, Ye Xiao checks his updated stats. Power surges within him. He's far stronger than before, ready for new challenges. His companion suggests action. Ye Xiao decides to head for Gear Mist Valley. Sophia hasn't responded, he'll keep leveling up. Meanwhile, Ye Xiao enters a hostile area surrounded by jagged stones. His companion notes it's perfect for leveling due to constant danger. Wolves appear and charge aggressively. A system message confirms their group attack types with coordination and boosted speed in packs. More wolves rush in. Ye Xiao sighs and calls his dragon pet, Xiao Hui, instructing it to initiate a counterattack. Xiao Hui blasts them with dragon breath, causing thousands in damage. The wolves are obliterated before reaching Ye Xiao's position. Ye Xiao relaxes while waves respawn. He lets the pet handle everything, confident this spot will level him quickly and safely. Ye Xiao sips tea calmly, while Xiao Hui wipes out beasts. He recalls struggling before. Now, he barely lifts a finger. A system notification appears. Experience floods in. His body glows with energy. Ye Xiao smiles, pleased with his latest level up. He surveys the battlefield littered with bodies. With this pace, he figures a few more days will take him far. Suddenly, a flash catches his eye. He turns to see a strange, fiery glow in the distance approaching fast. His pet confirms it's a fireball spell. Ye Xiao chuckles, mocking the poor casting form of whoever launched it. Ye Xiao swings his sword and taunts the caster. His weapon glows with power, ready for real combat, not tricks. Trying to fight back, the unknown caster hurls a fireball spell. It flies toward a wolf, aiming for direct impact. The spell lands, but the damage is minimal. The wolf takes the hit and barely flinches. Ye Xiao looks unimpressed. He mocks the caster's spell. Even his pet's weakest move hits harder. His companion laughs at the weak attack, too. Ye Xiao checks the time. Just 2 hours remain before logout. He notes the next stage of Doomsday is coming. Ye Xiao declares a public release. He plans to reveal something powerful that could change the balance of the server. Lightning strikes the city rooftops as system energy surges. A powerful announcement is being broadcast throughout every corner of Wandel. The lightning intensifies. Energy crackles. Something huge is happening. Players all over the city pause, watching the sky in confusion. Ye Xiao's name appears in system notifications. Players begin panicking, unsure what it means. His fame and power now undeniable. Across the fields, players gossip. Some are impressed, others jealous. Everyone knows Ye Xiao is about to shift the entire game. Yinran is confused by the system's behavior. The dungeon event started automatically, pulling her and the team in without warning. Her teammate agrees it's strange. He suspects it may be linked to Ye Xiao's public release or another unknown trigger. They notice doomsday difficulty has scaled up. Everyone feels the pressure rising. This is no longer just casual grinding, it's survival. The team asks if Yanran invited Ye Xiao. She denies it, claiming he always contacts her first, not the other way. With confidence, Yanran says no man has resisted her charm, yet Ye Xiao remains distant, frustrating her more than expected. The dungeon spawns elite monsters. Players are overwhelmed. Casualties rise fast. Even teams that train together fall one by one. Survivors regroup at camp. They wonder where Ye Xiao is. Without him, no one feels confident to move forward. A soldier called to give some information. We still haven't found a way to get out of the game. Scouts survey the land. The terrain is vast. They split up, hoping someone might track him before it's too late. One officer reports Ye Xiao's offline. He might be hiding in a village. Commanders debate whether to send reinforcements or wait. Commanders analyze rankings. They're shocked that Quang Blade is still level 41. The current difficulty is slowing everyone down significantly. They realize Ye Xiao is different. He's advanced despite the chaos. They agree he must be found and contacted immediately. Ye Xiao receives a system message. A mission alert warns him of strange beast activity nearby. He heads out fast. Arriving at a building, Ye Xiao smiles. He's surprised the royal beast tamer responded so fast. He prepares to meet. In Beginner Village 001, two men watched the hills while rumors stirred across the land. Ashel narrowed his eyes, aware something unusual had begun beyond the peaceful mountain horizon. Fabian, armored and alert, warned Ashel that one person had broken every beginner restriction rule. Kung Ren was still level 1, yet he moved like no other new player could. Suspicions rose. Fabian believed someone like that must hide extraordinary ability worth everything to claim. Xiao received a new message urging him to investigate a lead on the royal bloodline. With determination, he walked toward town, not expecting news to arrive from a casual gathering. The large hall buzzed with murmurs as Xiao stepped inside, scanning for clues in silence. A woman in a lavender dress greeted him warmly as if expecting his arrival already. Nervously smiling, Xiao wondered how anyone could stay focused around someone so confidently elegant and graceful. She hinted at knowing more, but Xiao struggled to extract real information without appearing desperate. The atmosphere grew tense, yet he stayed calm, hiding his eagerness for any valuable intel. She leaned in closer, whispering clues about a hidden dungeon lost inside Windleaf City's depths. Xiao instantly recognized the place, piecing together fragments of overheard gossip from the previous week. Confident now, he realized every step here could lead him closer to uncovering the true heir. Xiao learned of a red-level dungeon with a rumored dragon sleeping beneath layers of mystery. Despite the risk, he grinned, imagining himself taming another legendary creature for his growing collection. With no hesitation, he promised to scout it, confident in his unusual methods and skills. Shirley watched him, surprised by how calmly he embraced danger, especially against a potential dragon threat. As Xiao activated Portal, confidence surged. Handling darkness felt like second nature to him now. From the light emerged a powerful figure, sharp-eyed, crimson-clad, and clearly not new to Xiao. With her sudden arrival, everything shifted. This was someone who had history with him already. Xiao stayed cool, knowing her help would be key for a task only he could manage. Another dragon loomed ahead, and this time it wasn't just about power, but deep connection and risk. She raised her price, same as last time, 2 billion. Xiao didn't flinch, already expecting it. Xiao explained the urgency, teasing her resolve while holding back the full truth of his goal. She agreed if the information was real, she would go no matter the consequences. Without delay, Xiao led the way, already mapping the path toward the rumored hidden spring. Charley followed from behind, quietly awed at Xiao's calm leadership despite the unpredictable chaos ahead. Watching him disappear down the corridor, she finally admitted Ye Xiao was truly beyond imagination. Charley smiled gently, secretly wondering if Ye Xiao would become a top-tier figure one day. In another part of the world, news about Ye Xiao spread among stunned beginner players. Most had no clue what happened, only hearing rumors about someone breaking level rules early. Talk of hidden power spread fast, yet no one could guess what Ye Xiao truly was. Meanwhile, Ye Xiao and companion journeyed toward distant hills that hid untold secrets and risks. The path twisted through cliffs as Ye Xiao admired the untouched beauty of unfamiliar terrain. His companion warned him about dragons' behavior. They'd need strategy, not brute strength this time. A shadow flew overhead. Dragon soared through the valley, making its presence known without mercy. Ye Xiao smiled, confident they were nearing the entrance long hidden deep in the wilderness. At last, towering ruins stood before them. Ancient gateways sealed by forgotten power awaited their effort. She examined the gate's magic, sensing a strong barrier that refused her most advanced skills. Yi Xiao casually stepped forward, offering to handle what even she couldn't solve on her own. With a quiet grin, he drew his blade, channeling strange energy no one else understood. The markings lit up instantly, reacting to his touch as if they recognized his presence. Seal shattered apart, revealing dark entrance within her eyes widened in disbelief as Yi Xiao succeeded. Yi Xiao stepped up, eyes confident, volunteering to break the seal without any hesitation. With a swift move, he raised his blade, energy pulsing silently from his fingertips again. The gate reacted immediately, symbols glowing bright red as ancient forces began to awaken inside. The seal broke apart completely, shocking companion who hadn't expected him to succeed so easily. With the entrance open, Yi Xiao calmly walked inside, acting like it was no big deal. System alerts flooded the air, announcing the dungeon's rules and strict 3-hour survival limit. Yi Xiao led the way downstairs, his partner still mumbling about finding a safer approach. He accepted the challenge, only 3 hours to survive and collect the treasure from within. His companion warned him this place worse than fighting dragons, but Yi Xiao seemed unfazed. She reassured herself, being a god-tier summoner, she shouldn't be scared of anything down there. Yi Xiao teased her lightly, reminding her that they only had limited time to succeed. She agreed to stay sharp, ready to face whatever the dungeon threw at them next. Magic barriers surged suddenly, but Yi Xiao moved through them with ease as if they welcomed him. The dungeon revealed its real challenge, a beast guarding the way, nothing like what they'd seen before. Together they stepped forward without hesitation, fully aware this might be the hardest test yet. Yi Xiao darted ahead fearlessly, slipping past traps while companion followed, stunned by his agility. He moved like wind, dodging a beast's charge as if it hadn't even seen him. Behind him, she gasped no player should pass a level 600 elite unnoticed, yet he did. She laughed in disbelief, now fully convinced Yi Xiao was leagues above anyone she'd met. Entering next chamber, they prepared for whatever challenge this ancient place still had in store. A monstrous boss blocked the path, huge, ugly, holding a treasure chest close to its belly. Yi Xiao noted its appearance changed. It wasn't like anything he remembered from earlier runs. System stats confirmed it was a level 800 berserker beast, clearly stronger than expected. Yi Xiao activated buffs while companion began support spells, syncing perfectly with his quick strategy. While she stayed alert, Yi Xiao ran toward the treasure, eyes locked on the golden chest. He opened it fast, only to find a strange glowing item never seen before inside. Before he could react, the beast roared, its eyes locked on him with deadly fury. His companion hit it with ice magic, but the massive creature barely flinched from the spell. She called out, demanding he run, but Yi Xiao hesitated, unwilling to leave the prize behind. He finally turned to escape, shouting for help as the berserker beast stormed toward him furiously. Tro summoned devastating lightning magic, shaking ground while Yi Xiao sprinted away from the chaos. The beast stumbled back, stunned by the sudden strike, barely able to keep its footing. Yi Xiao examined the crystal in his hand, realizing it activated something rare within the system. His eyes widened. Cooldown meant he could only use the new ability 3 times in total. Facing the boss again, Tro joined Yi Xiao, both preparing for what could be the final blow. Yi Xiao gave the signal and Tro nodded, deciding it was time to unleash everything. A wave of energy surged as Tro cast her full force spell straight at the monster. The boss roared loud enough to shake the walls, reacting more violently than they expected. Yi Xiao watched, confused by the roar. It wasn't fear, it felt like something was awakening. Ground cracked wide open, revealing second threat rising, another monster, and this time it was Dragon. Flames burst forward as Dragon emerged fully. Yi Xiao barely moved time, heart pounding hard. Yi Xiao sensed danger above. Cracks formed. Something massive was coming from the sky fast. A flaming figure crashed down violently. Yi Xiao stood firm while dust exploded around him. The ground split open. A demonic beast emerged, its fiery breath scorching the air instantly. Lava and flames erupted behind them. Yi Xiao and the girl watched the chaos unfold. A horned beast stepped forward through fire, its eyes locked on Yi Xiao with rage. They ran. A pig-like monster appeared, massive and enraged, charging directly toward their path. The monster roared madly. Yi Xiao noticed its body was immune to slowing attacks completely. Ignoring warnings, Yi Xiao prepared his magic. His energy flared up with dangerous glowing force. With one strike, he launched a glowing attack, channeling raw firepower into a desperate blow. The attack struck true. Numbers floated up. The monster took damage but barely looked phased. Yi Xiao grinned. The result was small, but he was thrilled just being alive still. A brutal follow-up attack hit the beast's chest, causing immense bleeding and a huge impact. Status screens appeared mid-air, experience poured in. Ye Xiao leveled up with each pulse. More blue notifications filled the space. Skills unlocked. Stats climbed rapidly as rewards rained down. Energy wrapped around Ye Xiao's body. He laughed as power surged and everything turned blue. Ye Xiao's victory stunned the system. A level 12 defeating a demonized boss was unheard of. Word spread fast. Players from nearby towns stared at announcement in complete disbelief and confusion. They doubted it all. Some accused the game of bugs, others questioned Ye Xiao's humanity. A crowd formed. Some knelt in admiration while others panicked at Ye Xiao's sudden appearance. Whether cheat or miracle, Ye Xiao's reward sparked wild rumors of hidden power behind doomsday events. The ground rumbled again. A second boss descended, dropping debris and gold where the corpse vanished. Ye Xiao noticed a glowing portal. Debris blocked paths, leaving little time to grab loot. With danger building, Ye Xiao activated the portal. His escape came just as rocks collapsed. Explosions echoed behind them. Massive boulders fell, crushing the battlefield under a storm of rubble. They landed safely in open fields. Ye Xiao caught his breath, feeling the burn inside. The girl stretched, laughing. Ye Xiao smiled faintly, already thinking about what comes next. Suddenly, the sky cracked open. A flying beast descended, Judgment Dragon with fire in its eyes. They turned and ran. Ye Xiao felt the heat, faster and brighter than before. Flames erupted again. Ye Xiao realized the dragon wouldn't stop until everything burned around them. As fire closed in, Ye Xiao glanced back at the city, already planning his return. Ye Xiao returned to town, scroll in hand, where the noblewoman greeted him with excitement. Proud of his success, Ye Xiao brushed it off like another normal day's adventure. With the scroll now obtained, Ye Xiao asked how to unlock his hidden class. The noblewoman examined the scroll closely, surprised it didn't match a typical class change parchment. Instead, it revealed deeper potential, awakening something unique within Ye Xiao, just for him alone. She led him inside a large estate, deeper than Ye Xiao expected from the outside. Books lined every wall. The chamber held knowledge Ye Xiao had missed in his first life. Inside stood Stir, the famed beastmaster, calmly awaiting the arrival of his destined guest. Ye Xiao bowed deeply, requesting guidance to unlock the secret lying dormant within him. Stir smiled, scroll in hand, ready to begin Ye Xiao's transformation into something far greater. Ye Xiao accepted the scroll, feeling a strange warmth pulse as his heartbeat aligned with it. Ye Xiao stood ready in the chamber, scroll in hand, prepared to change everything forever. Stir nodded solemnly, recognizing the parchment's power. Ye Xiao was meant for this path alone. The parchment hovered mid-air. Light swirled around Ye Xiao as the scroll responded to him. Stir instructed Ye Xiao to stay calm. The transformation needed focus, not resistance or fear. Power exploded behind him. His figure stood tall with fierce dragons rising in the background. A glowing blue orb floated gently, signaling the beginning of a transformation deep within him. More crystal spheres appeared, surrounding Ye Xiao's body, each resonating with his energy in sync. Stir was stunned. All 5 crystal balls activated something even he had never seen before. The noblewoman confirmed it. These spheres responded to unawakened potential locked inside Ye Xiao's soul. Ye Xiao held out his hands. The orbs pulsed like stars, drawing power into him. Everyone stared in awe. The spheres glowed brighter, breaking expectations of what should be possible. Text filled the air. Abilities, buffs, and stats rushed into Ye Xiao like flowing rivers. He felt limitless. As a chosen one, his strength overflowed, body brimming with awakened energy. Stir scanned the floating stats. Skills unlocked, buffs applied, all hinting at godlike hidden potential. Ye Xiao smiled, knowing this was only the beginning. The world was about to change. Stir praised Ye Xiao's potential, confirming his transformation had awakened something truly beyond ordinary limits. Ye Xiao smirked. His journey was just beginning, and the next goal was the beast trial. Outside the city gate, Ye Xiao and his companions arrived, ready to face the abyss. The gatekeeper asked for their challenge level. Others stood nearby watching who dared enter next. One adventurer, confident and bold, announced he would solo the abyss-level trial without hesitation. The gatekeeper raised an eyebrow, amused but skeptical. Another fool chasing glory at the abyss. The bold adventurer proudly stepped inside, leaving his team behind to wait for the outcome. Moments later, screams erupted. The gate opened again, and he came running out, nearly dead. Everyone rushed forward. The monsters inside had mutated, leaving him bruised and completely overwhelmed. The group realized the truth: this abyss trial wasn't for the faint of heart at all. Meanwhile, Ye Xiao scouted quietly. He stayed hidden, reading system updates and analyzing monster behavior carefully. He stayed low, planning to level up without revealing his true strength to anyone nearby. Old Hui, his summoned beast, joined the fight. It was time to begin grinding hard. Monsters charged forward. Hui struck first, Dragonclaw tearing stone creatures apart with brutal force. Combat was smooth. Yishao kept his distance, letting Hui clear enemies while he observed calmly. The stone golem collapsed, dust flying. Old Hui's strike finished it clean in one blow. 3 glowing swords hovered mid-air loot from fallen beast. Yishao stepped forward, satisfied and calm. Another enemy dropped from above. Yishao turned quickly, but this one was something different. It stood taller than the rest, body reinforced, eyes glowing red with intense aggression. A system window appeared. The creature was a king-tier boss far above this zone's level. Old Hui charged again from the skies, diving down to meet the threat without hesitation. Nearby players watched. Shocked the boss appeared early despite following Yishao's trail exactly. They questioned everything. Was Yishao hiding something? Or did he unknowingly trigger stronger monsters? Once Xiao reappeared, Yishao's presence shifted difficulty. A system update confirmed unexpected event activation nearby. The boss roared. Yishao charged ahead with Old Hui, battle erupting in explosive chaos. Yishao stared at the fragment, puzzled. No treasure dropped, only a dim abyss stone shard.
Yishao and his ally observed the marked location, convinced their target concealed something truly important. They approached cautiously, scanning the glowing interface that confirmed the rare creature's position and potential treasure. A winged beast erupted from the rocky ground, but Yishao struck decisively, ending the threat instantly. Amid the broken stones, he found no valuable gear, only a rough abyss stone fragment remaining. Holding the fragment, Yishao sensed its power could unlock greater opportunities hidden within dangerous territories. Yishao approached the portal, deciding to return for now and address unanswered questions later. Stepping through the swirling energy, he emerged back in the trial grounds, greeted by armored sentinels. The sentinels acknowledged his success and presented a chest containing the promised trial reward. Opening the chest, Yishao discovered a rare item designed to enhance the emblem of valor. Without hesitation, he activated the enhancement process, infusing the emblem with newfound strength for future challenges. Yishao secured the legendary emblem, its power promising unmatched dominance in the upcoming level zone. Confident in his newfound strength, he prepared to advance, but a sudden system notice halted his steps. The announcement revealed imminent system maintenance, surprising all players with news of an unexpected logout. Many expressed excitement about returning to reality, sharing personal reasons for wanting to leave the game. All across the city, players began dematerializing, their figures fading as they were logged out simultaneously. Global news warned that the supernatural game phenomenon was spreading quickly, raising concerns among multiple nations. Reports emphasized the game industry's soaring profits, fueled by player eagerness to advance through dangerous challenges. A broadcast featured prominent players, including one who recently completed an exceptionally difficult high-level trial. Yishao, intrigued by the unfamiliar name, decided to observe the player's performance closely. The interview revealed the player's skill, determination, and the lingering dangers associated with unconsciousness inside the game. Analysts discussed a skilled foreign player's unmatched combat strength, making her nearly impossible to defeat. A corporate leader recognized the advantage of recruiting such talent to control the dangerous game world. He ordered his subordinate to use all available resources to track down and recruit Yishao. Meanwhile, Yishao realized the large-scale invasion event was happening earlier than in his previous life. Determined to prepare, he planned to focus on reaching level 30 before tackling larger threats. Yishao arrived in Grey Mist Valley, ready to face challenges within the dangerous level 30 zone. Spotting enemies ahead, he signaled Old Hui to initiate a powerful stunning shock attack. Old Hui leapt forward, unleashing a forceful blow aimed directly. The creatures staggered, stunned and unable to defend themselves against the coordinated assault. Old Hui followed up with a fiery breath attack. Old Hui's fiery attack shattered the enemies, clearing the path and granting valuable combat experience. Yishao celebrated the victory, pleased as Old Hui's level increased, strengthening their overall fighting power. News of Yishao's rapid ascent spread, astonishing players as he claimed the second-ranked position worldwide. Observers were shocked by his pace, noting the growing gap between him and other top contenders. Meanwhile, second-ranked King Feng Kuju acknowledged Yishao's superiority, while taking pride in maintaining a strong position. In Dragon's Nest, 2 ancient dragons monitored an egg that had remained untouched for several days. The Crimson-Scaled Prophet emphasized the egg's significance, believing it held the fate of their race. The dark-scaled dragon doubted the human connected to the egg could possess such immense power. The prophet insisted on trusting the mortal, convinced he could guide their race toward survival. The dark-scaled dragon objected strongly, warning that such a choice could bring disastrous consequences. The two dragons soared urgently over the mountains, racing against time to complete their critical mission. The red dragon sensed an unnatural force within Ye Xiao, a power that stirred ancient primal instincts. The black dragon doubted such might could come from a human, yet the unsettling aura was undeniable. Confident in his perception, the red dragon prepared to confront the threat, ignoring warnings from his companion. Wings slicing through the sky, they surged toward the mountains, urgency overwhelming any thought of caution or retreat. The red dragon believed only this mortal could resist the approaching darkness threatening to consume the entire realm. The red dragon descended swiftly, its massive wings creating gales as it carried Ye Xiao towards safety. In the bustling city square, unaware citizens prepared for a festival, oblivious to the danger approaching overhead. A small group noticed the shadow passing above, their attention fixed on the enormous form in the sky. Ye Xiao scanned the ground, spotting startled faces as the dragon's descent caused panic among the townsfolk. The dragon tightened its grip on Ye Xiao, veering sharply toward their destination with unyielding urgency in flight. The dragon soared low above the streets, its powerful form drawing gasps and confusion from startled onlookers. Whispers spread quickly through the crowd, many recognizing Ye Xiao and questioning the impossible sight before them. Rumors reached distant players, the event rapidly reported as breaking news across the game's interconnected communication channels. In another city, players debated the implications, astonished that Ye Xiao had been taken by such creature. Far from the city, the dragon landed within a stone ritual circle. Ye Xiao faced the two dragons, a strange recognition stirring within him as he studied their forms. He remained calm, his mind analyzing the situation while noting the black dragon's probing, almost challenging demeanor. Ye Xiao's steady stance conveyed neither fear nor submission, surprising the black dragon with his unwavering composure. The red dragon lowered its gaze, offering Ye Xiao a rare chance to prove himself worthy of power. The black dragon reacted sharply to Ye Xiao's casual tone, its pride bristling at the unexpected familiarity he displayed. The red dragon declared urgency, prompting Ye Xiao to prepare for whatever task awaited in this strange place. Both dragons unleashed a surge of power, invoking the authority of the dragon god in unison. Ye Xiao braced himself, confused by the ceremony and unsure of the dragon's true intentions toward him. They positioned themselves around the ritual circle. The black dragon's eyes ignited with intertwined light. The dragons released a surge of energy, initiating the ritual to grant Ye Xiao extraordinary strength. Golden and crimson light enveloped him, transferring a fragment of the dragon god's immense power into his body. Agonizing energy coursed through Ye Xiao's form, forcing him to endure the overwhelming force being bestowed. News of the event spread rapidly through the game's forums, sparking intense curiosity and speculation among players. In the streets, adventurers discussed the implications, debating how Ye Xiao's newfound power could alter the balance. Ye Xiao awoke in an open field, disoriented as system notifications echoed about newly gained blessings. He scanned the unfamiliar landscape, noting the dragon's absence and the quiet, expansive plains stretching around him. More system alerts appeared, revealing a mysterious treasure linked to his recent encounter with the dragon clan. Curiosity sparked as Ye Xiao examined the item's description, realizing its immense potential for wealth generation. A grin spread across his face, excitement building as he recognized the rare opportunity now in his possession. Ye Xiao reviewed his status screen, realizing the dragon god's gift unlocked powerful new beast-taming talent. System notifications confirmed his abilities had advanced, granting him potential far beyond most players in the game. A grin formed as Ye Xiao contemplated the limitless possibilities his new powers offered for growth and dominance. He set his sights on strengthening himself further, eager to test his abilities in the next challenge. Approaching the imposing trial hall, Ye Xiao prepared to face whatever awaited within its fortified wall. Ye Xiao confirmed his intent to challenge the Abyssal-level trial, awaiting the gatekeeper's signal to proceed. The trial gate activated, shimmering with energy as it prepared to transport. Ye Xiao approached the towering city gate, the guards watching his calm but purposeful stride toward the entrance. A heavily armored guard stopped him, relaying instructions as Ye Xiao nodded, ready for the next step. The massive portal shimmered with bright energy. Escorted by the guard, Ye Xiao moved closer, steady footsteps echoing while anticipation tightened in his chest. Now, in a frozen battlefield, Ye Xiao faced oncoming danger, his figure pressing forward through icy winds. Ye Xiao trudged through the snow with his small dragon, the freezing wind biting against his exposed skin. Sensing movement ahead, he turned sharply, eyes narrowing at a sudden swirling mass forming in the distance. A massive snowball hurtled toward him, forcing him to dodge swiftly, boots skidding across the icy surface. He steadied himself, spotting a companion nearby, the reminder of his unused shield sparking a quick realization. Before he could act, a towering ice creature emerged, its heavy footsteps shaking the frozen ground beneath them. The small dragon soared upward, carrying Yu Xiao's command to unleash its fiery assault against the enemy. A stream of blazing fire erupted from the dragon's mouth. The beast stumbled back, its body engulfed in flames. Yu Xiao assessed the fight's momentum, his confidence steady as the dragon maneuvered for another calculated strike. But his dragon faltered midair, its flight unstable from exhaustion, threatening to break their advantage in battle. A horde of ice monsters advanced, their combined roars shaking the air as they charged toward Yu Xiao. With a sharp command, Yu Xiao signaled his dragon, preparing a coordinated strike against the rushing enemies. The dragon unleashed a torrent of fire, engulfing the front lines and scattering. After 30 minutes, the battlefield lay in ruin. Yu Xiao stood calmly, dragon at his side, unimpressed by the weakened enemy despite its formidable reputation. Reports of Yu Xiao's recent battle spread quickly, shocking the city's inhabitants with its unprecedented scale. Among the crowd, warriors speculated about his strength, struggling to believe a mortal could achieve such results. Two men in armor discussed his potential, acknowledging his growth as a dangerous factor for future conflicts. Yu Xiao, now back at the gates, examined his newly acquired loot, calculating its value and purpose. Holding the radiant stone, he recognized its rare properties, aware it could significantly amplify his combat capabilities. Leaving the gate, Yu Xiao acknowledged the guard's farewell, preparing to enter the bustling streets ahead. From above, the city of Freni stretched wide, its streets alive with constant movement and chatter. Noticing the increasing crowd, Yu Xiao moved carefully, his companion remarking on his recent absence from town. They pushed through the busy market, intent on reaching a shop to have their gear examined. Inside the store, Yu Xiao presented his equipment to the appraiser, ready to uncover its true worth. The appraiser noticed Yu Xiao immediately, recognizing his presence as something uncommon in the busy marketplace. He welcomed Yu Xiao warmly, beckoning him closer, curious about the items the young man carried. Nearby, onlookers questioned his status, surprised that a first-class citizen could bypass the usual waiting lines. Yu Xiao revealed a small emblem, instructing the appraiser to focus on enhancing it before anything else. The appraiser examined the emblem, dismissing its plain appearance while noting Yu Xiao's confidence in its hidden value. The appraiser struck the emblem with precision, initiating the enhancement process under the curious eyes of onlookers. Light burst from the emblem, revealing its transformation into a legendary tier artifact, shocking those watching nearby. Yu Xiao examined the upgraded item, recognizing its immense value while the crowd whispered about his luck. He reminded the onlookers not to disrupt the shop, maintaining order amidst their growing curiosity and excitement. Satisfied with the result, Yu Xiao requested another item's enhancement, confident in the shopkeeper's skillful craftsmanship. Onlookers, stunned by Yu Xiao's dark gold gear, clamored to buy pieces, offering wealth and connections. Yu Xiao walked through the crowded market, observing adventurers boasting about treasures from dangerous monster-infested regions. At a small merchant's stall, he quietly inspected the displayed goods, noting several rare items few could afford. Among the shimmering objects, piles of dark gold coins caught his attention, hinting at extraordinary upcoming opportunities. Later, the Doomsday Forum buzzed with heated discussions about a rare boss drop that drew massive attention. Determined, Yu Xiao set out towards the city's northern gate, his mind fixed on seizing this chance. Yu Xiao slipped into the quiet alley, relieved no one had shadowed him from the bustling streets. A man in red armor approached, his gaze fixed, clearly intent on confronting him for unknown reasons. Yu Xiao tensed, wary of their sudden interest, uncertain whether danger or opportunity stood before him now. The group halted nearby, assuring him they sought discussion, not conflict, their expressions masking their true intentions. The armored man hinted at a valuable proposal, one Yu Xiao might find impossible to reject completely. The armored man boasted of billions in gold coins, offering wealth beyond most adventurers' wildest dreams. Yu Xiao eyed him sharply, noting his overconfidence, and wondered about his true origins and intentions. He recalled the assassin beside him, a lone expert from his past life, never bound to guilds. The armored man praised Yu Xiao's dominance in rankings, hinting at ambitions stretching far beyond the game. With bold certainty, he promised to fulfill any desire, gold, influence, or power should Yu Xiao accept his proposal. The group closed in, their leader confident that Yu Xiao would accept whatever terms they proposed. Yu Xiao pretended to agree, masking his disdain, while weighing the most effective way to respond. With fire swirling in his hand, he decided this meeting would end before it truly began. The armored man panicked at the sudden attack, realizing negotiation had shifted into a lethal confrontation. Flames engulfed him instantly, his health vanishing in an instant as Yu Xiao ended the threat. The stunned underlings froze, unable to believe Yu Xiao had just slain their leader in broad daylight. Calmly, Yu Xiao ordered them to drop their money and disappear, his authority silencing further resistance. They whispered about his recklessness, unsettled by his willingness to kill openly within the city's protected zone. The commotion drew city guards, their leader shouting for immediate capture as armored soldiers surrounded the area. A furious officer demanded to know who dared kill within city walls, threatening swift, merciless consequences. Yu Xiao stepped forward confidently, openly claiming responsibility for the killing without hesitation or sign of guilt. The armored officer expressed surprise, questioning his composure and suspecting deeper influence behind his bold demeanor. Upon learning Yu Xiao's first-class citizen status, the officer shifted tone, demanding a formal explanation for protocol. Yu Xiao dismissed the threat casually, framing it as routine cleanup, leaving the officer visibly impressed and deferential. As the guards departed respectively, bystanders watched in disbelief. Astonished, he walked away without consequence for his action. The officer barked an order commanding his squad to withdraw from the scene without further confrontation. A subordinate questioned the decision, confused about letting Yu Xiao go after such a public killing. The officer scolded him, revealing Yu Xiao's high status and the noble's desperate search for him. Realization dawned on the soldier's face, understanding Yu Xiao's identity carried immense influence and untouchable privilege. At the duke's estate, a red-haired woman reacted in shock, clearly recognizing the importance of the news. A blonde noblewoman paced impatiently, frustrated by the lack of progress in locating Yu Xiao's whereabouts. Her maid burst in with urgent news, announcing they had finally received word about Lord Xiao. The noblewoman's excitement flared instantly, demanding to know his exact location without hesitation or delay. At the respawn point, the defeated man raged at his subordinates for failing to bring Yu Xiao down. Seething, he vowed to prove Yu Xiao's inferiority, blinded by his bruised pride and burning resentment. The defeated man ordered his subordinate to retrieve his lost equipment, hoping to regain strength for revenge. Yu Xiao dismissed the idea, confident the man's defeat was final, leaving no need for recovery. Ye Xiao stood before the fountain, scanning the crowd, sensing tension as whispers spread among gathered adventurers. The guard shouted from the rooftop, warning everyone of incoming danger approaching swiftly from the western city gates. Raising his staff, Ye Xiao summoned radiant energy, preparing to unleash divine power against the looming threat. Flames burst from the enemy's weapon, striking a defender, sending him sprawling backward with searing pain across armor. Survivors regrouped around the fallen, scanning the horizon, realizing the true battle had only just begun. Ye Xiao tightened his grip on the staff, his gaze fixed ahead, undeterred by approaching opponents. The armored fighter lunged forward, supported by allies, their formation closing in quickly around Ye Xiao's position. Stepping forward, the fighter confronted Ye Xiao directly, his posture challenging, ignoring the tense silence surrounding them. With sudden force, Ye Xiao struck, flames erupting upon impact, sending the armored man crashing to the ground. Onlookers gasped at the scene, shocked that Ye Xiao attacked within the respawn zone, without hesitation or restraint. The fallen fighter remained motionless, his companions panicking as they realized he had been forced offline entirely. A heavily armored leader approached with soldiers, his presence commanding immediate silence and attention from the gathered crowd. Observers whispered anxiously, knowing Ye Xiao now faced the feared judgment of the black-robed judge's authority. Ye Xiao calculated the risk, aware confronting such a figure at his current level meant certain disadvantage. Calmly stepping forward, Ye Xiao admitted responsibility, offering himself willingly, surprising the judge with his composed resolve. The judge ordered Ye Xiao's capture, soldiers closing in to escort him away under tight guard. In another realm, a grand mansion stood surrounded by lush trees. Inside, attendants frantically tried to wake their unconscious young master lying motionless on the bed. A messenger rushed to deliver grim news, reporting the young master's sudden death in the game. An elder erupted in fury, vowing revenge, demanding the killer's family be destroyed alongside him. Ye Xiao stood alone in the grand court, awaiting judgment under the gaze of the imperial judges. He calmly explained that the victim had attacked and threatened him, leaving no choice but to retaliate. The court murmured, debating whether his actions were excessive or a necessary defense of his rights. The presiding judge acknowledged Ye Xiao's right to defend himself, declaring the killing legally justified. Relieved, Ye Xiao prepared to leave the courtroom, sensing this victory marked only the beginning of greater trials. The court proceedings paused as the duchess entered, questioning whether the punishment given was truly fair. Judge Eto greeted her respectfully, acknowledging her presence and influence within the imperial court. Lila addressed Ye Xiao directly, assuring him she respected his wishes and offering her support. The judge considered her words, ordering Ye Xiao's immediate release and removal of his restraint. With approval granted, Ye Xiao left alongside Lila, escorted safely out of the court's imposing hall. Lila invited Ye Xiao to leave with her, and he agreed, showing gratitude for her intervention. Outside, Lila remarked on his recent troubles. Relieved to see him safe after the tense situation, Ye Xiao explained briefly about his capture, assuring her he handled it without serious complication. He mentioned having important matters to share, hinting at ongoing challenges and developments in his journey. Ye Xiao then shifted the topic, expressing interest in discussing the second-class mission at the mansion. Ye Xiao stood before Lila, confirming his rapid progress, prepared to undertake the challenging second-class mission ahead. Ye Xiao entered the Grand Hall, observing the towering structure where missions were assigned to qualified adventurers. His thoughts lingered on the second-level mission, a challenge demanding preparation beyond ordinary physical or magical strength. A senior adventurer explained the complexities, emphasizing the dangers and unpredictability that awaited anyone attempting the arduous task. Ye Xiao listened carefully, realizing the mission's requirements demanded not only strength, but also rare knowledge of ancient locations. When the Lost Temple was mentioned, Ye Xiao's curiosity sharpened, sensing its significance surpassed ordinary mission objectives entirely. The maid explained that the Lost Temple's unpredictable appearance made it nearly impossible to locate consistently. Ye Xiao studied the mission's holographic details, noting its difficulty required precise timing and rare opportunity to succeed. Before leaving, he assured Levla they would reunite soon, then set off towards his immediate objective. He decided the Lost Temple could wait. Tomorrow's incoming strange phenomenon demanded urgent preparation and focused attention. The phenomenon promised chaos creatures emerging from distorted space, threatening to overrun the land and claim countless lives. The phenomenon would twist reality, summoning feral beasts whose sole instinct was destruction and unending slaughter. Ye Xiao prepared his gear, contacting Sister Tao to coordinate a defense before the chaos began. Activating the portal device, he stepped closer, its swirling light signaling the connection to her location. Sister Tao greeted him, questioning his sudden visit and whether urgent matters warranted such a direct approach. He confirmed her concerns, emphasizing the narrow time frame before the threat emerged, urging immediate strategic coordination. Sister Tao questioned the urgency, prompting Ye Xiao to explain the simple yet critical nature of preparation. He reassured her with their long-standing friendship, convincing her to commit to meeting later that night. Satisfied, Ye Xiao confirmed the plan, warning her against being late when the crisis approached. Leaving the meeting, he mulled over her cooperation while heading through narrow streets toward his next task. Accessing the Apocalypse Forum, Ye Xiao reviewed posts for intel on tomorrow's anomaly and potential hostile threat. Ye Xiao reflected on the coming night's events, determined to face challenges without revealing his identity. He leaned back, deciding to rest briefly before the demanding tasks awaiting him later that evening. Elsewhere, chaos unfolded as players were forcibly drawn into the game world without warning or consent. Meeting Sister Tao again, he acknowledged her punctuality and reminded her of the city's fragile security. With her reassurance, Ye Xiao felt confident they could handle the night's dangers and protect the city. A sudden crack of violet lightning split the sky, drawing everyone's attention toward the ominous glow. Ye Xiao and Sister Tao halted, their eyes locked on the strange light forming above the city. The light condensed into a jagged shard, pulsing with power, the herald of the strange invasion. From it poured monstrous creatures, their roars echoing as they surged toward guards shouted orders, sealing the city and rushing mages to reinforce the walls against the advancing threat. Panic erupted as civilians fled through burning streets, chased by monstrous creatures emerging from the invasion rift. Sister Tao questioned the enemy's motives, wondering if destroying the city was their sole objective tonight. A towering, horned monster emerged, its presence radiating overwhelming power and an intent to crush everything in sight. Ye Xiao readied himself, acknowledging the danger while suggesting they use this chaos to their advantage. They confronted the flaming giant as heavenly lightning descended, marking the true beginning of their desperate battle. The monstrous foe collapsed under a decisive blow, leaving the street littered with debris and fallen enemies. Yet, another towering creature emerged from the chaos, accompanied by flocks of airborne beasts circling menacingly overhead. Ye Xiao steadied himself, aware that the battle's intensity demanded his immediate involvement to protect the city. A winged dragon descended toward him, signaling the next phase of the relentless fight against invading forces. A towering beast emerged from the burning city, its roar shaking the walls and scattering fleeing soldiers. Ye Xiao stood behind the defenders, watching them struggle to keep the monstrous creature from advancing further. The beast lunged forward, flames spilling from its maw as it crushed defenses, triggering the system's congratulatory message. Overhead, Xiaohui descended swiftly, its wings slicing through the air toward Yi Xiao amidst the chaos. As another wave of enemies approached, Yi Xiao commanded Xiaohui to strike before the walls collapsed. Xiaohui swooped down, claws tearing through enemy ranks. Bodies of fallen monsters littered the streets as the system recorded Xiaohui's devastating consecutive kill streak. Yi Xiao stood calmly, his confidence unwavering, knowing each victory brought him closer to controlling the battlefield. Amidst the chaos, his allies regrouped, counting on Yi Xiao's command to push back the relentless assault. With another wave approaching, Yi Xiao's eyes sharpened, determined to unleash Xiaohui for even greater slaughter. Outside Fanyi City, panicked civilians fled as monstrous creatures emerged, their glowing eyes piercing the dim twilight. The beasts advanced rapidly, overpowering the unprepared guards whose weapons barely scratched their thick, unyielding hides. One monstrous claw smashed through defenses, sending a guard sprawling while others shouted desperate warnings to retreat. More creatures poured in from the outskirts, their sheer numbers overwhelming the city's scattered lines of defense. A soldier blocked an incoming strike, sacrificing himself to hold the beast, urging his comrades to escape quickly. Concerned allies rushed to Storm's side, desperately checking for signs of life amid the chaotic battlefield. The towering beast loomed closer, its massive frame blotting out the moonlight as despair settled over them, the searing flames promising death to anyone caught in their path. The monster suddenly collapsed, its body torn apart by an overwhelming force in a single moment. A small green dragon descended gracefully, its arrival marking an unexpected shift in the battle's balance. The baby dragon unleashed a spiraling blast, its sword upward, flames trailing behind. Onlookers watched in awe, marveling at the creature's strength and feeling hope return to their weary heart. Yu Zhao stepped forward confidently, commanding Zhao Hui to press the attack against the remaining boss creatures. The soldiers recognized him instantly, their astonished voices echoing his name as they realized the tide had turned. Yu Zhao paused as an ally called out, Zhao Hui circling overhead in the quiet aftermath. He turned toward the approaching group, curious about their urgent expressions amidst the still burning battlefield. They expressed gratitude for his timely intervention, acknowledging that without him their defense would have completely collapsed. Yu Zhao downplayed his role, then mentioned heading toward the West District for further monster elimination. With Zhao Hui ready at his side, Yu Zhao advanced, dismissing weaker foes as unworthy of attention. Yu Zhao directed Zhao Hui toward the city gate, aiming for the heart of the invasion. Fires raged within the city, buildings collapsing under the relentless assault of allies. Noted the West District's relative safety, praising Yu Zhao's earlier advice for directing civilians there. They wondered why Yu Zhao fought outside the city, unaware he sought stronger foes for greater rewards. Gasps erupted as Yu Zhao's level reached 35, his rapid growth shocking everyone who witnessed it. A blazing projectile tore through the air, descending rapidly toward the city's heart with unstoppable momentum. It smashed into the ground, sending shockwaves outward, shaking nearby defenders as the streets erupted in chaos. Yi Xiao stood before Pentagram City's gates, surveying the burning ruins left by relentless, merciless destruction. Amid the smoke, a towering armored beast radiated lethal intent, its form shimmering with otherworldly oppressive power. Nearby defenders argued, their walls shattered beyond repair, their hope fading as the monstrous threat loomed closer. The commander's grim expression deepened. He ordered a retreat, knowing survival outweighed the futility of further resistance. Before they could flee, crimson lightning surged from above, striking with deadly precision, freezing hearts in terror. The defenders rallied with renewed courage, believing the arrival of a divine-ranked fighter could turn everything. Yi Xiao approached confidently, his calm demeanor drawing the attention of a battle-hardened woman. Amid the chaos, she hesitated, eyes fixed on the colossal enemy, uncertain whether his audacious plan was bravery or madness. Yi Xiao's unwavering gaze met hers, his subtle smile revealing conviction unshaken by the danger before them. With a swift motion, he accepted her challenge, channeling power into his weapon, ready for decisive action. Yi Xiao stood firm, planning the assault while his ally prepared to clear a path forward. The ground trembled as a monstrous guardian emerged. Without hesitation, Yi Xiao signaled the attack, his timing perfect to exploit the creature's brief moment of surprise. Lightning crackled as his strike split the air, aiming directly at the beast's exposed, unguarded flank. Allies regrouped, orders were given to hold the line, buying Yi Xiao time to execute his plan. Scouts reported an intruder targeting the towering Lord Boss, prompting immediate defensive orders from the commander. The colossal loomed above them, its armor glowing ominously as dark energy pulsed through its form. Yi Xiao stepped forward, calm yet alert, knowing the moment had come to prove his resolve. He acknowledged the risk with a smirk. His ally summoned a protective barrier, anchoring the front line as the assault on the monstrous foe began. Yi Xiao's eyes sharpened with determination, his confidence unwavering as he prepared to strike decisively, channeling immense power through his weapon toward the towering enemy's core. The blow pierced the beast's guard, shattering its defenses. System notifications blazed before him, confirming the foe's weakening state. With the final strike landed, the monstrous form disintegrated, leaving Yi Xiao victorious amid the fading ember. Yi Xiao assessed the aftermath, astonished by the overwhelming force that felled the Lord-class creature instantly. A world notification echoed across the battlefield, confirming the unprecedented defeat of such a formidable opponent. Onlookers exchanged bewildered remarks, struggling to comprehend the ease with which the enemy had been destroyed. Speculation spread rapidly, some doubting the truth while others considered it undeniable proof of unmatched capability. Standing amidst the fading glow, Yi Xiao analyzed the spoils, already planning the next decisive encounter ahead. Yi Xiao approached the remains, his gaze settling on a faintly glowing relic among the scattered debris. The artifact pulsed with strange energy, system messages confirming its classification as a rare and unidentified quest item. Above, the monstrous legion began to recede, their retreat signaling the battle's conclusion and temporary safety restored. Cheers erupted among the defenders, their relief palpable after surviving what seemed an unwinnable confrontation. Elsewhere, leadership regrouped, assessing damage and issuing orders to stabilize the city after the relentless assault. The governor learned the invasion had ended, crediting Yi Xiao and Dorothy for saving the devastated city. Recognizing Yi Xiao's crucial role, the governor ordered preparations to meet and personally thank the remarkable savior. The grand hall doors opened, revealing the governor awaiting their arrival, his gaze fixed on them. They approached with steady steps as the governor extended gratitude for their decisive aid during the crisis. Ye Zhao lowered his head slightly, his thoughts briefly recalling the enemy's sudden and chaotic attack earlier. He assured the governor of their readiness while considering the potential threats hidden within the city's borders. The governor turned toward another guest, shifting the conversation to regional security and possible reinforcements for protection. The governor explained the West District's holdings, noting most properties were registered under Ye Zhao's ownership. Ye Zhao agreed to a fair sale, willing to transfer control if the offered price matched expectations. With terms accepted, the governor requested preparation for payment, ensuring gold coins would be ready without delay. Ye Zhao planned to visit a few shops before finalizing the transfer, keeping the process efficient. The governor shifted topics, mentioning a small city recently attacked, prompting Ye Zhao's promotion to royal nobility. Ye Zhao listened calmly, his gaze steady as the governor announced the granting of noble status. He voiced no objections, expressing full support for the decision and accepting the recognition without hesitation. Layla smiled warmly, expressing gratitude while holding his hand, the governor watching their exchange with quiet approval. That evening, in another city, a woman anxiously paced her apartment, repeatedly calling someone without response. She collapsed onto the couch, clutching her phone, fearing deeply for Zhou Hong's safety and well-being. A photo on her phone showed Zhou Hong injured, lying unconscious beside another wounded companion. Tears welled in her eyes as she questioned her next steps, feeling lost and desperate for answers. She resolved to visit Kuo, believing an apology and explanation could restore what was once between them. Leaving her apartment, she walked through dimly lit streets, determined to confront him despite the risks involved. Elsewhere, armed men prepared for an operation, confident their coordinated plan would secure a swift and decisive victory. Merchants shouted offers to buy property, but Ye Zhao ignored them, focused on his own priorities. He noted the city's sudden influx of visitors, deciding to upgrade his gear before any major challenge. Meeting a blacksmith, Ye Zhao explained his purpose, requesting forging and identification services for his equipment. The blacksmith lamented his destroyed shop, prompting Ye Zhao to suggest using alternative facilities for the work. They arrived at another location, the blacksmith inviting Ye Zhao inside to witness its unique capabilities firsthand. Inside the impressive forge, the blacksmith admired its facilities, surprised by its advanced equipment and ample workspace. Ye Zhao offered the forge's ownership to replace the shop the blacksmith had tragically lost earlier. Grateful and honored, the blacksmith agreed, ready to assist with Ye Zhao's equipment without hesitation or delay. Ye Zhao revealed a mysterious item requiring identification, noting its unusual nature and uncertain origins. Determined to succeed, the blacksmith prepared his tools, vowing to devote his full effort to the task. The blacksmith's attempt to identify the artifact failed, confirming the item's rarity and extreme complexity. Ye Xiao decided to prioritize identifying lower-grade items while leaving the artifact's mystery for another time. Arriving at the governor's building, Ye Xiao was informed the governor was currently unable to meet. Moments later, he was allowed entry, stepping inside to continue his business with the city's leader. Outside the city hall, people gathered uneasily, waiting for news from the officials inside. Ye Xiao confidently approached the armored guards, requesting immediate entry to meet the governor directly. Memories of fierce battles resurfaced, with Ye Xiao standing unyielding before a blazing crimson dragon. Inside a modest chamber, officials scrutinized him cautiously, uncertain about his unexpected arrival and purpose. Ye Xiao calmly revealed his bloodied hand, proof of strength, demanding recognition and respect immediately. News of Ye Xiao's achievement spread quickly, and crowds gathered, whispering about his astonishing progress. Many doubted his pace could continue, believing higher levels would finally slow his rapid growth. Yet Yao Xiao remained determined, stepping into the Abyss trial grounds without hesitation or fear. Before him, massive beasts roared fiercely, but he advanced steadily, ready to crush every obstacle. An abyssal beast lunged ferociously toward Ye Xiao. Ye Xiao stood calmly, crossing his arms as powerful energy flared. A mighty dragon descended suddenly, flames bursting forth. Ye Xiao acknowledged the dragon's aid, recognizing its strength as crucial against such monstrous enemies. With the dragon god's blessing, Ye Xiao's survival rate soared, instilling fear within his foes. Ye Xiao examined the glowing shard carefully, recognizing it as another fragment tied to destiny. A system notice confirmed the fragment's importance, spreading urgent news across the land immediately. Townsfolk panicked at the revelation, debating the fragment's meaning and fearing what dangers it implied. Rushing inside, messengers alerted the governor, insisting Ye Xiao explain the discovery without delay. Outside the gates, guards relayed Ye Xiao's findings, confirming fragments connected directly to the lost race. Ye Xiao confirmed his discovery during the invasion, recalling the forest where fragments first appeared. Refusing escort, he declined additional soldiers, confident in his strength to handle matters alone. Within the forest, a group of dwarves emerged, armed. Nearby mercenaries plotted greedily, hoping to seize treasures from Ye Xiao, despite overwhelming odds against them. The dwarf leader's gaze hardened, recognizing threats ahead. Mercenaries were struck down violently, their bodies crushed beneath a dwarf's hammer with devastating force. Lightning surged from the attack, annihilating enemies instantly, leaving nothing but scorched remains behind. Hidden observers gasped in shock, astonished by the overwhelming power displayed within a single strike. The dwarf warriors warned humans not to provoke further conflict, reminding them of sacred territory. Their leader, however, declared peace, urging restraint to prevent needless bloodshed and senseless destruction. Ye Xiao and his companion approached the forest edge, the atmosphere tense with anticipation. Villagers murmured nervously, amazed at his courage, knowing dwarves' ferocity was not easily challenged. Scouts warned of the dwarves' strength, their strikes brutal enough to kill with one blow. Ye Xiao dismissed the concerns, calmly insisting the mission's burden now rested entirely on him. Hidden voices mocked his resolve, doubting any human could survive stepping directly into dwarf territory. A dwarf growled angrily, ready to attack Ye Xiao for daring to enter their territory. Another dwarf quickly restrained him, warning against rash action before assessing the human's true strength. Ye Xiao advanced calmly, his confident presence radiating power that unsettled the watching dwarves deeply. The dwarves detected divine artifacts emanating from him, their auras surpassing even ordinary legendary equipment. Shock spread among them, realizing Ye Xiao possessed multiple powerful relics, possibly inherited from ancient times. The dwarves suddenly recognized Ye Xiao's aura, terrified as they realized it radiated divine power. The bearded warriors halted, sensing a strange fragrance drifting through the forest's whispering emerald canopy. Their instincts confirmed divine items nearby, carrying energy powerful enough to awaken slumbering ancient beasts. Yet, the stronger warrior realized this aura belonged not to artifacts, but a forgotten ancient presence. Memory stirred within him, recalling the overwhelming godlike scent, unmistakable and feared even among mortals. Their eyes locked onto a lone ahead, whose calm aura mirrored undeniable divine supremacy. Observers watched confusedly, wondering why opposing groups stood still instead of clashing in expected combat. Their unease grew, sensing no hostility, only divine presence shaping restraint beyond normal human comprehension. Whispers spread doubts rose about Yishao's aura, recalling only gods commanded such overwhelming reverence. Ye Xiao calmly approached, revealing his purpose, requesting guidance toward the legendary site, the Lost Temple. The elders exchanged wary glances, recognizing the temple's cursed history, its secrets feared across countless generations. Ye Xiao's sharp gaze challenged them, demanding proof of his righteousness through undeniable actions. Calmly, he revealed a mysterious artifact, requesting their expertise in identifying its hidden origin. The elders scoffed, claiming unparalleled skill, dismissing other craftsmen as inferior compared to their lineage. With confidence they accepted the task, unaware of the artifact's unusual and untraceable composition. Their examination revealed no forging marks, confirming it as a rare item born from elemental fusion. The artifact's rarity astonished them, declared as nearly mythical, formed from impossible elemental fusion. Curiosity struck deeper as they demanded Yi Xiao explain its origin and impossible acquisition circumstances. Their shock grew, questioning his strength, uncertain if a mortal could slay such a beast. Yi Xiao pressed them, demanding identification first. While they hesitated, warning of heavy identification costs. Confidently, Yi Xiao displayed his wealth, signaling he could pay whatever price they demanded. The elder shouted the price, demanding 500 gold coins for identifying Yi Xiao's artifact. Shocked faces turned as Yi Xiao questioned the cost, calmly assessing if it was unreasonable. The craftsman argued 500 coins equaled their lifetime's earnings, stressing its enormous significance. Unfazed, Yi Xiao offered 1 million coins, astonishing everyone with overwhelming wealth and determination. To prove sincerity, he handed 1,000 coin deposit, ensuring their cooperation without hesitation. The craftsman, motivated by gold, eagerly began examining the artifact with utmost seriousness and focus. Hours passed until triumphant shouts declared success, their efforts finally unraveling the mysterious item's secrets. They confirmed Yi Xiao's possession of a divine weapon, its aura surpassing ordinary human understanding. Concern spread, realizing divine power within mortal hands could disrupt balance, rivaling even ancient deities. Ya Xiao listened calmly, learning their path would soon lead toward the rumored human city. The craftsman proudly guided Yi Xiao into the bustling human city, announcing his arrival with enthusiasm. Curious townsfolk gathered, whispering about the newcomers, recognizing unusual strength radiating from their mysterious guest. Guards observed closely, suspicious yet cautious, as Yi Xiao's calm demeanor hinted at quiet authority. A grand feast awaited, tables covered in food and drink, celebrating the visitors' rare presence. Laughter echoed, yet many wondered secretly why such a powerful figure entered their humble city. Ye Xiao requested knowledge about the Lost Temple, and Thor agreed, revealing an ancestral detector. The elder warned him, insisting discovery brought danger, urging Yi Xiao to abandon such thoughts. His voice trembled, explaining a monstrous, terrifying being slumbered deep within the temple's forbidden depths. The elder warned Yi Xiao of terrifying power awakening, its hunger stretching across endless realms. From the abyss, crimson eyes emerged, radiating ancient malice, shaking the ground with silent fury. Ye Xiao demanded clarity, while the elder trembled, whispering of sacrifices forgotten in ancient wars. The darkness growled louder, chains rattling within shadows, heralding the creature's release from eternal torment. Determined, Yi Xiao gripped his weapon, stepping forward, as destiny demanded courage beyond mortal measure. Ye Xiao examined the crimson crystal, sensing immense potential hidden within its radiant, pulsing core. The system's projection confirmed his choice, bestowing him with godly powers beyond mortal comprehension, instantly. The elder warned resources were limited, but Yi Xiao boldly offered payment in gold instead. Grimly, the elder revealed only one crystal remained, clutching it tightly within trembling hands, fearfully resolute. Yi Xiao accepted the single crystal, his determination burning, knowing beginnings often define destiny. Ye Xiao dismissed the group politely, preparing for dangerous tasks that required his focus alone. His thoughts lingered on the class mission ahead, recognizing solitude could not guarantee absolute survival. Elsewhere, a mysterious woman admired her reflection. She acknowledged her chosen form offered balance, disguising true power while blending seamlessly within society. Suddenly, she sensed approaching danger, instinct sharpening as unseen forces closed, signaling imminent confrontation ahead. Ye Xiao approached Sister Tao calmly, his presence sharp, unsettling her cautious yet composed demeanor. She questioned his motives, uncertain whether his return brought assistance, hidden schemes, or dangerous burdens. Leaning closer, Ye Xiao's determination grew, pressing the urgency of his mission with unspoken resolve. Sister Tao resisted fiercely, declaring her independence, unwilling to sacrifice herself for unproven promises again. Ye Xiao urged negotiation, reminding her missions required cooperation, their combined strengths vital against coming threats. Ye Xiao revealed his rare treasure, proving authenticity through radiant energy drawn from primordial flames. She acknowledged the class-changing power, reluctantly agreeing to assist, though demanding precious preparation time. Ye Xiao refused delay, insisting urgency required immediate action, their mission allowing no wasted moments. Protesting, Sister Tao demanded fair payment, frustrated by his reckless pace and sudden commands. Ye Xiao departed decisively, reminding her survival depended on his strength, leaving her reluctantly following. 2 days later, Ye Xiao and Sister Dao entered the scorching lands, surrounded by molten rivers. She worried about survival, while Ye Xiao remained calm, prepared for trials hidden within fiery grounds. Smiling, Ye Xiao unleashed his power, summoning a creature adapted perfectly to withstand burning flames. The molten-scaled beast emerged, its strength overwhelming. Confident, Ye Xiao declared the creature his ally, determined this bond would never betray him again. Sister Tao unleashed icy magic, conjuring colossal crystals to counter scorching heat of molten battlefield. The summoned beast was struck, frozen shards encasing its body, but swarms of dark creatures erupted, their numbers overwhelming. Alarmed, Sister Tao panicked, realizing their combined strength might crumble under sheer monstrous quantity attacking. He stayed focused, warning her the creatures multiplied unnaturally. Sensing sinister forces behind emergence, Yao Sao and Sister Dao reached the ancient gateway. The gateway trembled violently, sinking into molten lava. Ye Xiao and his companion reached the blazing gates, flames twisting violently across molten ground. From the temple depths, monstrous insects swarmed forward, their sharp claws gleaming with burning menace. Lightning erupted downward, shattering the ground. A radiant golden barrier encased Ye Xiao, shielding both him. With determined eyes, Ye Xiao advanced, channeling power as his shield pulsed with unyielding strength. The woman reminded him of payment, her sharp voice cutting through the fiery battlefield's chaos. Ye Xiao endured searing flames, his shield absorbing damage as relentless creatures pressed against him. He pushed forward with ragged breaths, every step heavy, determination burning brighter than consuming fire. Power surged violently through Ye Xiao, his roar defying fate, declaring resistance against gods themselves. Reaching the ancient portal, Ye Xiao vanished into swirling energy, destiny awaiting beyond the gateway. Ye Xiao stepped through the swirling portal, arriving in a desolate temple filled with ruins. A towering guardian emerged from shadows, its metallic armor gleaming as it blocked his path. The guardian demanded his purpose, eyes glowing fiercely, testing intruders who dared disturb ancient grounds. He declared his intent firmly, seeking hidden power within the crumbling temple's silent halls. The guardian promised blessings, demanding submission, insisting praise and loyalty, before granting divine protection. Ye Xiao examined the statue closely, sensing hidden danger within its eerie glowing red eyes. The statue's voice thundered, demanding kneeling reverence, declaring itself supreme ruler of fire's dominion. Blazing beams erupted violently, scorching the ground as the statue insisted immediate submission with fury. Ye Xiao resisted, flames tearing into him, refusing to yield against the oppressive statue's command. Bleeding yet unbroken, Ye Xiao clenched his weapon, declaring defiance against the false artifact's power. A small dragon burst forth, wings flaring, its presence shocking Ye Xiao amidst burning ruins. The dragon charged, unleashing scorching breath that clashed against the guardian's massive golden shield. Flames roared, tearing through defenses, leaving the guardian staggering beneath. Ye Xiao's gaze hardened, realizing the dragon's strength had already rivaled ancient gods' corrupted might. The guardian raged furiously, accusing Ye Xiao of betrayal. Warning divine order could collapse entirely. Ye Xiao, vowing to drag him into endless torment within fiery hells, a warning system triggered, alerting Yi Xiao of divine energy striking with devastating force. Surrounded by blazing torrents, he staggered back, questioning whether the true god of fire appeared. His body trembled, resolve tested, as he wondered if this battle would mark his death. Suddenly, the ground collapsed beneath him, flames erupting as he plummeted toward darkness below. Yi Xiao tumbled violently, the collapsing temple quaking as molten debris rained all around. A blinding surge consumed him, draining immense wealth as golden numbers vanished into searing light. Crashing onto scorched stone, Yi Xiao groaned painfully, clutching his body after the brutal fall. Flames erupted across ruined halls, revealing a chained divine beast radiating unimaginable destructive power. System prompts flashed urgently, informing Yi Xiao he had discovered an imprisoned divine creature. The chained phoenix stirred, its blazing eyes locking on Yi Xiao, questioning Hephaestus's shattered statue. Yi Xiao realized the phoenix and the fire god were eternal enemies locked in conflict. The phoenix warned gravely, urging Yi Xiao to escape before Hephaestus's vengeful wrath arrived. Flames roared high as a chained divine beast stirred, its awakening shaking the temple's foundation. Yi Xiao observed cautiously, sensing hidden truths while the creature's fiery aura distorted surrounding air. The beast revealed betrayal, recalling Hephaestus's ambush after childbirth, leaving it imprisoned in fiery chains. Yi Xiao's eyes narrowed, determination growing stronger, considering the offspring's existence and possibility of saving it. The divine beast glared fiercely, rejecting human aid, declaring its noble bloodline untouchable by mortals. A dragon's roar shattered the hall, flames igniting higher as enemies descended with violent force. Yi Xiao stood calm, his eyes unwavering, prepared to unleash hidden strength against overwhelming threats. Chains rattled as the divine beast trembled, astonished at Yi Xiao's control over mighty dragons. Realization struck this human carried the dragon god's blessing, a truth no creature could easily deny. Accepting fate, the beast released a glowing feather, guiding Yi Xiao toward the hidden offspring. Yi Xiao's grin widened as another mythical beast's presence beckoned him amidst raging fire. Confidence surged within him, though the fiery spirit warned of trials beyond ordinary mortal endurance. Stepping forward, Yi Xiao confronted the blazing sea, its molten waves threatening absolute incineration. Determined, he leapt into the inferno, intent on reaching the offspring hidden deep inside. Flames devoured his form, yet fire spirit crystal shielded him, enduring scorching damage with resilience. Yi Xiao dashed across molten waves, determination unshaken as the phoenix's guidance drew him closer. His eyes widened upon discovering a blazing pedestal, cradling a mysterious radiant fiery egg. Awe struck him deeply within flames, rested the legendary phoenix egg, pulsing with immense vitality. Excitement surged through him, thoughts racing about possibilities, yet uncertainty clouded hatching the sacred egg. Suddenly, an ominous voice echoed behind, startling Yi Xiao as danger emerged near the treasure. Yi Xiao shielded the phoenix egg, enduring searing flames as cracks spread across his defenses. Pain surged through him, body trembling, yet his grip on the sacred egg remained unbroken. Lava erupted violently, forcing him forward, desperate to escape the collapsing inferno swallowing the temple, collapsing outside the molten sea. Yi Xiao gasped heavily, victorious yet drained of strength entirely. The chained phoenix observed, astonished, that a mere mortal endured lava's wrath while protecting destiny's heir. Yi Xiao clutched the blazing egg tightly, unfazed by danger, determined to secure destiny's prize. Flames erupted violently as divine fury surged, vowing to crush the mortal who defied gods. The phoenix urged him to flee quickly, fearing Hephaestus's arrival would seal their fate. Yi Xiao's thoughts raced, believing his wealth-based abilities might unlock the creature's ancient chains. The phoenix admitted a secret method existed, though no human alive possessed the required strength. The chained phoenix revealed black aura marks, explaining divine seals binding it with eternal power. Yi Xiao studied the seals carefully, realizing mortals alone lacked strength to break divine chains. Raising the horn of the destroyer, he proposed using its force to shatter bonds. The phoenix's eyes widened, stunned by Yi Xiao's rare items and unyielding determination for freedom. Smirking, Yi Xiao revealed a cooldown stone, enabling destructive power twice, shocking the divine beast. The fire god descended, flames erupting violently, declaring Yi Xiao and Phoenix destined for destruction. Determined, Yi Xiao gripped his weapon tightly, vowing not to surrender to divine oppression. Leaping into blazing light, he charged forward, prepared to defy gods. Yi Xiao shouted into the void, gripping the cool gem stone tightly as he unleashed another surge of power. Energy crackled violently around him, mystic runes swirled through the air as the seal pulsed. The surrounding space trembled under his forceful command, challenging the divine boundary. Chains broke apart as a mighty phoenix stirred within the flames. The divine beast's eyes widened, shocked by the mortal's interference. A god descended with fury. Hephaestus, the god of fire, towered over Yi Xiao, declaring the mortal's life forfeit. Yi Xiao stared up, wary of the immense size and power. His calm exterior masked rising tension as the god's flames intensified. With divine might, Hephaestus raised his hammer. Behind him, the phoenix flexed its wings, its chains finally broken. The phoenix hovered beside Hephaestus, mocking him. The timing was perfect. The flames crackled in anticipation. Hephaestus faltered. The seal should have held. Confusion crept into his expression as the phoenix flared its wings. The phoenix condemned him, declaring vengeance. His crimes would be paid in blood, the price of divine betrayal. The phoenix rose into radiant light, shedding shame in a burst of divine energy. Yao watched from cover, realizing this battle could shift heaven's balance. Hephaestus gritted his teeth. His strength had waned. The phoenix prepared to strike again. With a roar, the phoenix dove, flames exploded as it collided with the god. Ye Xiao was thrown by the shockwave. He braced himself with a summoned shield. Hephaestus stumbled. For the first time, he was overwhelmed. Hephaestus attempted to retaliate, swinging his hammer in defiance. Flames surged around him as he summoned his remaining divine strength. The phoenix struck first, its talons igniting with blazing energy. The god's resistance shattered beneath the overwhelming assault. Claws ripped through divine armor as the phoenix drove Hephaestus into the ground. His pained scream echoed as his power collapsed. Ye Xiao watched the scene, stunned by the phoenix's sheer force. The god's downfall unfolded faster than he anticipated. The phoenix descended again, delivering a final blow. Blood spilled across the scorched terrain as Hephaestus lay defeated. From the burning wreckage, the phoenix chanted an incantation. Using the god's divine blood, it initiated a sacred rebirth ritual. Ye Xiao held up the phoenix egg. Unsure, he realized it was the source of the beast's fury and motivation. The phoenix, rather than attack him, expressed gratitude. It revealed that his actions had ensured its vengeance. As a reward, it gifted him 2 drops of divine blood essence from the fallen god, glowing with immense power. Ye Xiao received the divine blood with confusion. A system alert confirmed its rare value and potential. The phoenix explained its true request, to use the blood and hatch its child, still dormant within the egg. With the task passed to him, Yi Xiao stood before the phoenix's legacy, now the one chosen to bring it to life. As the ancient seal shattered, the phoenix emerged in a surge of blazing energy. The divine beast acknowledged the boy's help, stating the crumbling temple could no longer hold. Chaos erupted as the fire god's realm began collapsing. The phoenix warned that Hephaestus' downfall would soon be known to all realms. Entrusting the survival of its child to the boy, it urged for immediate retreat. Time was short, and the realm's stability was fading fast. The boy, however, insisted on retrieving what was left. Amid fire and falling debris, he argued there could still be treasure worth collecting. Despite warnings, he searched through the wreckage. He discovered a scorched staff among the rubble. Though partially broken, it retained fragments of immense power. Its item description confirmed epic potential, and the boy knew such a weapon was too valuable to leave behind. The phoenix again reminded him of the collapse. Rocks plummeted from above, and the ground cracked under magical strain. Escape was urgent. Finally, with staff in hand, the boy leapt onto the phoenix. The divine bird soared upward, piercing through the collapsing ceiling and carrying him to safety. Elsewhere, lightning split the skies. A group of divine warriors looked up as a ripple of energy reached them. They sensed a disruption in their divine network. Hephaestus stood stunned. He had just lost one of his avatars. Panic struck as he realized the implications. Other gods questioned him. The phoenix's release disrupted their sealed plan, and they had sacrificed divine power to maintain that balance. Blame spread quickly. Hephaestus faced outrage from the divine assembly. Voices condemned his failure. One god silenced the commotion. He declared that argument was useless, they had drained enough divine essence over time. The focus now shifted. They had to locate the cause of the failure before more damage occurred. The council reluctantly agreed. Outside the fire temple, a girl stood before the dimensional gate. Flames roared within as the realm destabilized. She watched as the phoenix burst out of the sky, carrying the boy. Debris followed behind them, signaling the complete collapse inside. She expressed shock at his survival. He landed calmly, staff secured. Despite everything, he had returned alive. The girl stared upward in disbelief. The massive creature circling above was none other than the Phoenix of Death. She was shocked by the boy's presence beside such a being, questioning how someone like him had become involved with a creature of that scale. As the Phoenix gathered divine energy, flames spiraled around its form, its power condensed, releasing intense heat as it prepared to leave. The girl could only watch, overwhelmed by the raw force on display. The Phoenix ascended into the sky, forming a fiery ring that lit the horizon. With a burst of light, it vanished into the clouds, leaving silence in its wake. Its voice echoed one last time, instructing the boy to care for its offspring. The divine creature left without hesitation, trusting him with the egg's future, and vanishing beyond mortal reach. The girl stood beside him, still processing what happened. The phoenix's egg glowed with intense heat between them. He nodded slightly, acknowledging the burden left in his care. She exclaimed at the miracle. Not only had he escaped the temple, but he brought the egg of a divine beast. The boy casually affirmed her amazement, crediting his success to luck and timing. Curious, she asked what else he had acquired. He revealed a glowing orb. When she examined it, she realized it was divine blood, an extremely rare substance. Text alerts confirmed its effect. His hidden class had advanced, now enhanced by divine infusion. His potential was unlocked completely, with both the God of Wealth and Beast Tamer classes enhanced. His strength and abilities expanded rapidly. The transformation was immediate and powerful. His beast companion celebrated the change too, having also received a boost in power due to the class advancement. The new stats revealed powerful abilities tied to wealth and taming. He now possessed upgrades like daily gold gain, invulnerability skills, and beast manipulation. These abilities dramatically elevated his standing. As he reviewed the data, he realized the scale of his advancement. The stats suggested mythic level power, including control over divine beasts and resource amplification. With his enhanced skills, he could now raise beasts to legendary levels. The girl admitted envy. Realizing the might of hidden classes, they turned to the phoenix egg. A slight motion caught their attention. The shell trembled subtly under the heat. Both stared at the egg in surprise. It had moved, proof that life inside was awakening. The boy watched the phoenix egg pulse with life, believing the creature inside was nearing hatching. Its glow had intensified since their return, estimating 72 hours until birth. He concluded his divine energy had activated the process. He planned to leave the area and wait. The girl questioned his departure and her reward. He dismissed her concerns, confident everything would be handled soon. In Funge main city, Yi Xiao and his companion arrived to a bustling scene. The city, once devastated, now showed signs of reconstruction. The roads were crowded with people, and tension lingered in the air. A sudden outburst came from a building nearby. A voice shouted for someone to remove a goose, followed by a sharp threat. Breaking the city's uneasy calm, Ye Xiao, alert, approached the source of the disturbance with curiosity. Weapons hung from the walls, and the place resembled a forge or armory. Inside, a surprising sight awaited them. The city lord, Aaron, dressed strangely like a giant grain of rice, stood among confused residents. Ye Xiao, recognizing the city lord, questioned the odd appearance. Aaron greeted him warmly but avoided a direct explanation. Still puzzled, Yi Xiao pressed for answers. The city lord appeared embarrassed, but hinted that the situation was complicated and not easily explained. A city guard pulled Yi Xiao aside and explained that the lord had taken these actions to rebuild the city after the dwarves arrived. The guard elaborated that the dwarves were difficult to engage and ignored the city lord's efforts, making collaboration nearly impossible. In desperation, the city lord adopted an odd method, dressing as rice, something rumored to be favored by dwarves. Yi Xiao was incredulous. Ye Xiao was left stunned by the city lord's extreme tactics. He reflected on the burden Aaron had shouldered for the city's future. With resolve, Ye Xiao instructed the guard to tell Aaron to change clothes. He would personally handle the dwarf negotiations. As Ye Xiao stepped forward, he noted how stubborn the dwarves truly were, but he was confident in his approach. Approaching the dwarves, one of them Saul threatened the approaching man. Unaware it was Ye Xiao himself, Ye Xiao calmly revealed his identity, catching Saul off guard. Recognition softened the dwarf's aggressive stance. Their reunion was quick. Saul eagerly asked about the fire temple, and Ye Xiao confirmed not only finding it but also entering it successfully. Excitement surged as the dwarf pleaded to return to the fire temple, but Ye Xiao hesitated. Despite his earlier success, he couldn't take them back. The reason was grim destruction had claimed the temple. He revealed a scorched staff, its design unmistakable to the dwarves. Recognition swept through the group. That staff, once wielded by the Lord God of Fire, now rested in Ye Xiao's grasp, confirming his divine connection. Rising to one knee, the dwarves begged for leadership. Their faith turned to him, no longer doubting his role as the fire god's envoy. Calmly, he instructed them to remain in Fungi main city and assist with reconstruction. Their strength would not be wasted. Grateful, they pledged loyalty. Thor, one of their own, offered to spread the word among other clans, while others prepared tools. Inside his chambers, the city lord stood before a mirror, disguised in a new costume this time, as a sesame seed bun. Hopeful yet unsure. He wondered if this absurd outfit might win favor with the dwarves. A soldier entered with news Thor had already departed with Ye Xiao. The dwarves had accepted his leadership and begun work on the city. Stunned, the city lord assumed his efforts had finally paid off. The soldier reluctantly corrected him. Credit belonged to Ye Xiao, whose mere words turned the tide in minutes. Baffled, the lord couldn't understand how Ye Xiao succeeded so easily, especially after his own repeated failures. Embarrassed yet determined, the city lord decided to change paths. He would now seek work at the circus. Elsewhere, royal envoys arrived at Duke's palace, frustrated they couldn't locate Ye Xiao to fulfill Prince Karami's command. Their demands were met with defiance. The woman they addressed refused to be pressured by the prince's authority alone. A royal envoy leaned forward, attempting persuasion by citing Prince Karami's affection. He believed her personal involvement would resolve the issue. Dismissive and firm, the woman rejected the suggestion, instructing the envoy to tell Karami to abandon the idea entirely, offended by her response. The envoy grew irritated. His complaint was interrupted as Ye Xiao quietly entered the room, drawing attention. Relieved, Sophia turned around with a warm smile. She welcomed Ye Xiao's arrival as the room grew tense. He approached her calmly and asked if he was late. Her expression softened, replying that his timing was perfect. Turning to address him, the envoy identified Ye Xiao, acknowledging his presence among the skilled individuals gathered for the event. In the grand hall of the royal estate, tensions rise as a noblewoman accuses Yao of cowardice, belittling his achievements in comparison to the prince. Several nobles stand in judgment, dismissing his past deeds. A loyal courtier reminds them that Ye Xiao is the savior of Funye City and warns against insulting him. The atmosphere grows uneasy as Ye Xiao steps forward. His mood darkened, declaring his intent to kill for amusement. One arrogant noble challenges Ye Xiao, mocking his arrogance and asking if he knows who he is speaking to. His condescension masks the danger looming before him. Without hesitation, Ye Xiao strikes the noble brutally, sending him crashing to the ground. Blood splatters, shocking everyone in the hall into silence. Standing over the fallen man, Ye Xiao mocks the ease of the strike. His calm demeanor and brutal precision unsettle the onlookers, establishing his dominance instantly. He questions the room, daring anyone else to oppose him. The bystanders quickly shift allegiance, praising Ye Xiao's decisive action and condemning the fallen noble to save face. With authority, Ye Xiao asks who can finalize his noble title. A deputy immediately steps up, granting approval without resistance, hoping to avoid Ye Xiao's wrath. A woman praises Ye Xiao's influence with a teasing remark, while the system announces his ascension to Viscount, granting new regional and gameplay advantages. Outside, players observe Ye Xiao's rise in awe. His upgraded status boosts their own gameplay benefits, and admiration for him surges. News of Ye Xiao's unlocked territory spreads. Players speculate on whether they can now serve under him, sensing the rise of a dominant faction. Dozens express willingness to follow him, regardless of personal sacrifice. His influence grows beyond the game's mechanics and into player loyalty. Meanwhile, Yi Xiao is approached with business proposals, as merchants flock to sell in his shops. He casually agrees, accepting the power shift. Outside the trading hall, merchants gather with vast gold coin offers. Yi Xiao's influence has turned him into a central economic figure. Wealthy traders compete fiercely for his favor, hoping to gain early access to the territory's shop rights. Their desperation is obvious. Yi Xiao listens calmly, negotiating terms. His rise is no longer just about strength now. He controls wealth, influence, and loyalty across the empire. Yi Xiao declares that his services come at an extra cost. Rather than hesitating, the wealthy merchants scramble to meet his demand, throwing massive gold deposits forward in desperation. The offer ignites a bidding frenzy. One merchant insists on buying everything regardless of the price, pledging loyalty with a thick pouch of coins. Chaos unfolds as others join the rush, each pushing their deposits to the front. Yi Xiao watches calmly as his influence becomes absolute over the local economy. As Yi Xiao collects wealth, his passive skill money rolling activates, multiplying the value of the gold received. The room is filled with light, as gold surges around him. Delighted by the results, he encourages everyone to enjoy their share. The money flows freely, further elevating his image among the people. Meanwhile, Yi Xiao monitors incoming messages. The news of his success and the dwarves' allegiance spreads rapidly across Fenji City and beyond. Examining the new messages, Yi Xiao notices concerns about an influx of foreigners. Their arrival appears too organized to be coincidence. He deduces that these people are targeting him specifically. The speed of their mobilization suggests preparation and purpose. Staring out the window, Yi Xiao recognizes a storm is brewing. Despite their plans, they remain unaware that he, too, is ready for something major that night. Lightning cracks across the sky. Elsewhere, players are mysteriously ejected from battles, confused by a strange energy awakening within them. Yi Xiao remains calm. He understands the sign's reality, and the game world are beginning to merge. He selects the skill Money Shield without hesitation. As power pulses through him, the system confirms his skill extraction. The transition to a new world order begins under his control. The transformation completes. Game attributes now fuel his real-world strength. He launches into the night, empowered beyond ordinary limits. With momentum building, he crosses rooftops swiftly, his body enhanced with newly extracted abilities. Every move is sharp, focused, deadly, landing with force in enemy territory. Yi Xiao stands ready. The merge is done. His eyes narrow. The killing officially begins. Citizens roam the streets, unsettled by the sudden shift as the apocalypse game bled into reality. Rumors of monsters spreading beyond the system caused widespread panic. A man, empowered by new skills, boasted of his strength. Another joked about using his abilities against his boss in real life. Nearby, a delivery worker sprinted faster than ever, thrilled by his enhanced body, unaware of the chaos soon to erupt around them. A red-haired man casually ignited a flame with his fingers, amused by his new powers. As he strolled near the building, he blended into the background, turning invisible. From the shadows, he confidently walked away, smugly declaring his intention to sneak into the women's bathhouse undetected. No one could see him as he vanished around the corner. Meanwhile, Yi Xiao arrived at the Yechang Villa district. He paused outside the luxurious compound, scanning the environment. This was the location he had been searching for. As Yi Xiao walked further in, a group of thugs emerged and blocked his path. One of them grinned, assuming Yi Xiao was an easy target. They threatened him, boasting about their power. One thug flashed a knife while another mentioned their connection to a high-level player from the game Doomsday. Yi Xiao remained calm. He assessed their arrogance and concluded they were ignorant of true danger. Without hesitation, he grabbed one attacker by the throat. The leader threatened retaliation, but Yi Xiao didn't flinch. He struck first, swiftly disabling the thug with a precise blow to the face. As the second attacker lunged in rage, Yi Xiao countered with overwhelming force, knocking them both to the ground effortlessly. With both men unconscious, Yi Xiao stood over them unimpressed. He wondered aloud why such weaklings dared to attempt robbery. Elsewhere, inside a lively nightclub, a group celebrated under flashing lights. Music boomed as people danced in a colorful haze. Two wealthy investors discussed their success, proud of how their investments in the Doomsday game had yielded enormous profits. Suddenly, a loud entrance drew everyone's attention. A mysterious figure in a cap and mask stepped into the party, startling the crowd. Yelin, the future head of the Yi group, scoffed at the newcomer and mocked his appearance without recognizing him. The masked man calmly removed his disguise and revealed his identity. Yelin was stunned to see Yi Xiao alive and well. Caught off guard, Yilin tried to recover his arrogance, but Yi Xiao's reappearance clearly shook the room, setting the stage for what was to come. Yi Xiao stood firm in the hall, his expression calm but serious. He had come to confront a hidden truth buried for years. He questioned Yilin directly, demanding to know the truth behind the car accident that killed his parents a decade ago. Yilin smirked arrogantly and showed no remorse. He was about to speak the truth when another man tried to silence him, exposing panic among the accomplices. Ye Xiao swiftly took control, knocking the interrupter unconscious and asserting dominance over the room. With blood on his hands, he warned Yilin to speak clearly and honestly. His patience was limited, and the threat was real. Witnesses stood frozen in shock, realizing the man before them had killed with ease. Whispers spread, questioning if this was the same Yao Xiao from the game, Doomsday. Yao Xiao's intimidating presence forced the truth out. Yelin confessed he had sabotaged the car to kill Yao Xiao's family. Ye Lin mocked Yi Xiao for surviving the crash. His arrogance remained, even in the face of judgment. He laughed cruelly, showing pride in his actions. His words exposed a complete lack of guilt or fear. Ye Xiao declared Yi Lin a beast, without conscience. His eyes burned red with fury, as he prepared for retribution. Ye Lin attempted to dismiss the threat by rallying his followers, promising great rewards for killing Yi Xiao. But no one moved. Yi Lin's shout for action hung in the air unanswered, as the crowd hesitated under Yi Xiao's terrifying aura. Yi Xiao stood confidently inside the grand hall, surrounded by enemies disguised in luxury. His sharp gaze scanned the room as one of the arrogant men approached him, mocking his presence. The man had no idea he was provoking a predator. Without hesitation, the man grabbed Ye Xiao's finger, attempting to intimidate him. But Ye Xiao didn't resist. He calmly allowed the contact, eyes cold, calculating, waiting for the exact moment to respond. Ye Xiao countered with brutal precision. Twisting the attacker's hand, he cracked the bones effortlessly. The man screamed in agony, but Yi Xiao remained composed, gripping tighter, ensuring the pain lingered. As the man howled, Yi Xiao raised his leg and smashed it into the enemy's chest, sending him crashing down. Bones shattered beneath the impact, echoing across the hall. The man writhed on the ground, clutching his dislocated arm, begging for mercy. Ye Xiao stepped forward, emotionless. His strength left no room for negotiation or delay. Ye Xiao declared it wasn't enough. He demanded the man confess his sins to the crowd. The once arrogant man was reduced to a groveling wreck beneath Ye Xiao's dominance. Ye Xiao struck again, delivering a final, devastating blow. The sound of the body breaking reverberated, silencing the crowd in awe and fear. Whispers spread among onlookers. They questioned the future of the Yi group, shaken by Ye Xiao's merciless strength and absolute authority. The crowd turned against the defeated man. Rage and old grudges surfaced. They celebrated Yi Xiao's actions, labeling the fallen man a beast who deserved death. Yi Xiao faced the remaining enemies. He coldly declared that no one would escape judgment. Panic rippled through the room. He struck down multiple targets. They tried to blame Yi Lin, shouting excuses, but Yi Xiao ignored their pleas, pressing forward without mercy. Outside, screams echoed through the night as terrified guests fled. Blood spilled inside the mansion while chaos unfolded beyond its walls. Covered in blood, Yi Xiao stood victorious. 10 years of torment and betrayal had finally ended in retribution and justice. He walked calmly through the carnage, leaving behind a trail of bodies. The chandeliers above cast a strange glow on the blood-stained floor. Elsewhere, a man mocked the destruction, laughing joyfully about his strength in the new world. But Yi Xiao's vengeance had just begun. Inside a hidden room, several fighters laughed confidently. Their enhanced stats from the Doomsday system made them arrogant. They boasted they could take down armies. Underestimating the threat of Yi Xiao, one of them warned not to get too cocky. Yi Xiao had already reached level 40 and was no ordinary enemy. Still, the group dismissed the danger, convinced numbers would guarantee victory. Just as they mocked his strength, an explosion shattered the wall. Flames erupted. From the smoke, Yi Xiao emerged unscathed, his presence dominating the ruined entrance. Everyone froze at the sight of Yi Xiao. Fear cracked their arrogance. One recognized him instantly, trembling in disbelief that he had found them so easily. Yi Xiao stared coldly. He reminded them that betrayal even in a virtual world had real-world consequences. Flames of rage danced in his eyes as he prepared to strike. With one explosive attack, Yi Xiao unleashed a devastating blow. His enemies were sent flying through the air as flames and power surged from his fists. From outside, flames engulfed the building. The confrontation left destruction in its wake. With no signs of survivors, Yi Xiao stood before the burning estate. As the police and special forces arrived, the area descended into chaos as alarms blared and people fled. Despite the authorities' presence, Yi Xiao remained calm. He declared that not even the military could stop him now. One officer questioned Yi Xiao's identity. Calmly, Yi Xiao stared him down. The officer introduced himself as Li Huan, the governor of Jiangchengli. Huan requested a private conversation. Yi Xiao agreed. They walked side by side, tension hanging in the air. Li Huan explained the situation. Jiangcheng had descended into chaos. He asked Yi Xiao to help restore order to the crumbling city. The governor presented documents outlining the city's instability. Fires raged. Lawlessness spread. He needed someone capable of restoring control. Yi Xiao didn't refuse. Instead, he calmly stated he had a request of his own, his voice steady and firm. Li Huan responded with interest. He told Yi Xiao to speak freely. Anything within his power, he'd grant. The forum post confirming Yi Xiao's identity as the powerful figure behind recent events spread rapidly, drawing attention from across Daxia. People were stunned that the mysterious leader had finally shown himself. His verified presence meant power and stability were no longer rumors. Across the region, citizens discussed the implications. Leaders debated the shift in power balance. The general mood shifted. With Yi Xiao back, chaos seemed more manageable. Even if just temporarily, everyone agreed his reappearance marked a turning point. In a private space, a woman sat alone on a couch, conflicted by the news. She whispered his name in disbelief, reflecting on the choices she made. Regret swelled inside her as she recalled the gossip and mistakes that pushed him away. She stood by the window, staring into the fading sky, determined and emotional. She vowed to find Yi Xiao again. Her mind raced with guilt and longing as she silently hoped for his return, even if uncertain he would forgive her. Meanwhile, in a different city, life bustled under new order. The chaos from earlier days had subsided. Buildings stood firm, guards patrolled the streets, and people moved with purpose, all signs that Yi Xiao's efforts had brought structure. Travelers passing through the city gate spoke of Yi Xiao's role in stabilizing the region. They recalled how he had stepped forward when no one else could, praising him as a savior. From a rooftop, Yi Xiao listened quietly, his expression unreadable. As Yi Xiao walked through the district, people greeted him with respect. He approached a blacksmith's forge, where Thor, the craftsman, welcomed him back. Without delay, Yi Xiao presented a blueprint and made a special request. Thor was stunned. The design showed the claw of the beast god, an advanced and rare piece of epic equipment. He marveled at the possibility, recognizing the complexity and strength hidden within the layout. Yi Xiao asked only one question: could it be forged? Thor examined it again, eyes wide with excitement. The potential was undeniable, but it would require exceptional resources and effort to bring it to life. Thor confirmed that the blueprint wasn't just epic, it had the potential to become a powerful magical artifact. With enough materials and reinforcement, it could evolve into a full armor set fit for divine-level warriors. Yi Xiao nodded, pulling out another scroll. It contained a matching blueprint, the beast god's helmet. Thor could barely contain his amazement. A complete set was forming before his eyes, something rarely seen in the world. Yi Xiao, calm but direct, asked how long it would take to craft the entire set. He was on a timeline, and every day mattered. The gears were turning toward another significant step in his journey. Thor calculated quickly, if he and his partner Du Lin worked together, they could finish the set in 3 days. Yi Xiao accepted the schedule, placing his trust in their skills without hesitation. With confidence, Thor guaranteed satisfaction. Yi Xiao responded with a slight smirk and gave his final approval. No words were wasted. The deal was sealed between a warrior and a master craftsman. Later, Yi Xiao arrived at a new establishment. The staff immediately recognized him. With humble deference, they offered their service. His presence alone demanded attention, and his journey, though far from over, had just regained momentum. Inside the shop, a merchant spoke highly of the beast Yi Xiao had brought, calling it noble and full of spiritual power. Xiaohui, perched on Yi Xiao's shoulder, remained still. The merchant's praise sounded sincere, though exaggerated. Yi Xiao requested high-grade beast, taming fruits, showing no interest in small talk. His calm demand reflected precision and purpose. The shopkeeper offered level 5 fruits, the best they had, eager to fulfill any request from such a renowned figure. Without hesitation, Yi Xiao ordered all the level 4 and level 5 fruits in stock. His resources were vast, and he had no reason to compromise when it came to strengthening his companions. As the shopkeeper gathered the fruits, Yi Xiao waited quietly. Moments later, dozens of golden fruits were placed around a glowing phoenix egg. Xiaohui, driven by hunger, immediately began devouring them. Though Xiaohui eagerly consumed the fruits, Yi Xiao doubted whether the quantity and quality would be enough to influence a phoenix egg. The situation demanded even more power than expected. Yi Xiao observed closely and instructed Xiaohui to eat slowly. As he opened his system interface, the beast's data confirmed impressive stats, but further growth was needed. He couldn't afford to stagnate. Xiaohui stretched with satisfaction, but the process was far from over. Yi Xiao expressed boredom, waiting for both the egg to hatch and his equipment to finish crafting. To pass time and gain strength, Yi Xiao decided to head out. He invited Xiaohui for a walk, intending to scout potential training zones and locate stronger enemies. They soon arrived at an ancient site shrouded in mist, the mysterious jungle ruins. It was the perfect location to test Xiaohui's evolving power. A group of towering demonized giants charged forward. Their eyes glowed red with rage. Xiaohui flew into action without hesitation, charging headfirst toward the incoming threat. In mid-air, Xiaohui unleashed a barrage of attacks. His speed and strength overwhelmed the first wave of enemies, striking with precision and brute force. The ground cracked as the demonized giant was slammed down. Xiaohui's power had grown significantly, proving the beast, taming fruits, and training had not gone to waste. System messages confirmed the outcome. The demonized boss was defeated, Yi Xiao gained a level, and Xiaohui's stats increased sharply across all categories. Yi Xiao praised his companion's progress, noting how experience gain had slowed now that they reached higher levels. Yet Xiaohui's strength was undeniable. Elsewhere, players observed the updated world rankings. Yi Xiao remained at the top, now level 41. Spectators whispered in awe. His climb had slowed, but his dominance hadn't faded. A group of adventurers gathers in a field, debating the power difference between levels. One mocks the idea that a novice could compare himself to seasoned players. While others exchange theories, one man vents his frustration about slow leveling past the early stages. The higher the level, the steeper the climb. Far from the chatter, a lone fighter stands before a defeated monster. Despite slaying the boss, he realizes no experience was gained. His pet perched on his shoulder reminds him of the phoenix egg's hatching time. Nodding, he confirms it should be ready soon. He reaches toward the glowing egg, which begins to emit a faint pulse. A translucent interface appears, revealing its active status. Without warning, the egg trembles violently. Energy crackles across its shell, catching both man and companion in suspense. A sudden burst of energy shatters the shell, sending shards flying through the air. Light bursts from within, illuminating the field. Blinding rays erupt into the sky, forcing the man to shield his eyes. The intense pressure makes the ground beneath him quake. Moments later, a phoenix ascends from the light. Majestic wings unfurl as it soars, exuding overwhelming divine energy. Information panels float into view, listing stats that far surpass ordinary creatures. The phoenix boasts unmatched power. Silently, he studies the creature's talents: burning flames, comet strikes, and soul-piercing cries. Grinning, he marvels at his luck. Naming the beast now feels like the only fitting next step. Names are proposed, but each is met with a sharp peck. Eventually, he gives in and calls it Xiao Luo. Though the name isn't grand, it earns no resistance this time. As he admires his new partner, a green dragon appears nearby. Something new is coming, and his attention quickly shifts. Thick dark gas begins spreading across the forest, clouding the sky and warning of danger. Its unnatural movement hints at something toxic. The dragon companion swiftly identifies the substance as poison gas, prompting concern. The main character quickly realizes it may be a product of venomous creatures. A green wyvern unleashes a scorching flame over the battlefield, while a swarm of rats emerges below. Venomous rats flood the area in waves, glowing red eyes locked onto their target. Their sheer number overwhelms the field. Staring in disbelief, the protagonist recognizes the creatures and panics at their volume. Taking a stand, he raises his arm to signal a counterattack. Calling for Xiao Luo, he commands an aggressive strike, using powerful flame skills. Xiao Luo flies into the air, trailing flames that spiral downward. The phoenix's attack ignites the battlefield in a sweeping inferno. The venomous rats suffer catastrophic damage, numbers appearing above their heads as they fall by the dozens. From a distance, the man observes the destruction. Blue status panels pop up, indicating that enemies were eliminated. Hovering above the chaos, Xiao Luo releases a radiant beam of flame. It crashes down like a meteor strike. Multiple system messages confirm the level. New attribute points become available, and skills have improved dramatically. With a satisfied grin, the protagonist celebrates the achievement. For him, the chaos was thrilling, both effective and fun. Back in the city, players gather near a leaderboard. Yi Xiao's name sits at the top, showing level 43. In disbelief, onlookers discuss how fast he gained 2 levels in one day. They speculate whether he defeated a high-level boss. Moments later, the board updates again. Yi Xiao hits level 44. The crowd stares upward, stunned at the unbelievable rate of his progress. Yi Xiao stood among burning rat corpses, having exterminated a mile-wide swarm. Despite the effort, he only gained a few levels, confirming that group monsters offered little experience. Above him, Xiao Luo and the green wyvern hovered, ready for commands. Yi Xiao acknowledged their effort and turned to search for stronger prey. They advanced into deeper forest territory. Suddenly, another massive horde of mutated rats emerged, surrounding Yi Xiao with growls and rapid movements. Without hesitation, Ya Xiao shouted to Xiao Luo to initiate the attack. The phoenix took flight, wings glowing with energy. Xiao Luo launched a searing beam of fire, tearing through the rat horde. Chaos erupted as monsters scattered in flames. More notifications appeared. Yi Xiao had reached level 49. The progress was steady. His goal of reaching level 50 was within sight. A blue system panel blinked. Yi Xiao paused to check the unexpected alert in the middle of battle. The beast god suit was finally completed. With no threats nearby, he decided to return to the city to inspect it. He turned back with his beasts flying behind. The forest hunt was over, and it was time to gear up. At Fenja main city, he met the blacksmith. The craftsman confirmed the armor was finished and ready. The smith revealed hidden features discovered during its creation, boosting its strength beyond expectation. Yay! Xiao wore the claw piece. Instantly, system stats rose, and red light glowed from his arm. The claw's effect activated visually. The suit reacted, increasing power and responsiveness. Next, he equipped the beast god helmet. The full set attributes triggered instantly. Light surged across his body. The full beast god set activated, making Yi Xiao significantly stronger. Yi Xiao admired the activated beast god set, feeling its immense strength surge through him. The set attributes were overwhelmingly powerful. Although the blacksmith mocked the helmet's appearance, Yi Xiao insisted it looked fine. To him, power and function mattered more than style. He reminded the blacksmith that the gear's appearance could be hidden if needed. With his business done, he thanked the craftsman and left. Outside, rumors circulated about a major incident in Shuiyu City. Locals mentioned a frightening invasion, their voices uneasy. Ye Xiao, overhearing the chatter, grew curious. The mention of gray fog caught his attention, prompting him to consider investigating. He recalled someone who might have answers. As he approached, Dorothy pretended to be absent, hoping to avoid him. Ye Xiao entered anyway, addressing Dorothy directly. She scolded him for his persistence, but acknowledged the seriousness of the situation. He asked about the gray fog. Dorothy confirmed it was spreading from nearby regions and had likely reached Shuiyu City. She consulted ancient records. The gray fog's appearance resembled signs of an evil god mentioned in old texts. Dorothy explained this evil god, Sekhmet, spread disease, and had no temple due to his malevolence. Yi Shao grew intrigued. Though Dorothy warned him against it, Yi Shao expressed his desire to visit Shuiyue City and confront the threat, realizing she was assigned to investigate as well. Dorothy agreed to accompany him, forming an unexpected partnership. Yi Shao felt relieved. Traveling with Dorothy gave him confidence. Their journey would start with teleportation preparation the next day. He reviewed news about regional chaos. Cities were destabilizing and the gray fog spread showed coordinated malice. As visions of Sekhmet appeared behind him, Yi Shao questioned the god's true objective and what devastation he planned next. The next day, Yi Shao and Sister Tao arrive at the teleportation array near the Supreme Palace. Tao activates the portal using her staff. Blue energy spirals within the gateway. As she warns about its instability standing before the portal, Yi Shao prepares to step through. Tao reminds him to be cautious, but he responds firmly. They arrive just outside Shuiyue City. The portal behind them fades as they step into a landscape filled with lakes. The natural surroundings reflect Shuiyue's peaceful environment. Tao comments on the city's beauty and its rich greenery. Tao suddenly notices something in the distance and alerts Yi Shao. Both focus their gaze on the horizon, where something feels off. A thick gray fog spreads unnaturally fast across the nearby forest. Tao recognizes it as a dangerous phenomenon they were sent to investigate. Yi Shao confirms the threat and turns toward the city. Tao questions him, but he insists on entering alone. He reminds her, the fog is her mission. They part ways. Tao stays behind while Yi Shao walks toward Shuiyue's gate without delay. Reaching the city, Yi Shao finds crowds evacuating. He's puzzled by the chaos at the entrance. Locals complain of an incident near Lake Ming. A family perished, and only a little girl survived the disaster caused by the gray fog. Curious, Yi Shao asks about the child. The man, wary at first, questions his interest in her. Yi Shao identifies himself as a Supreme Palace envoy investigating the fog. The crowd's suspicion shifts to cooperation. They explain the girl's name is Aisha. Her entire family died, leaving her the only survivor in Bishui district. An elder tells him she's now isolated in the church. If Yao wants answers, he must find her there. The townsfolk warn Yi Shao about the gray fog's deadly nature. Even the city's best healer is unable to cure its infection. Yi Shao thanks them for the information. With a determined look, he acknowledges their warnings, but continues toward his goal without hesitation. He approaches the church, believing the girl Aisha to be the key. The building stands tall, silent. They insist the place is dangerous and urge him to leave immediately or face consequences. Yi Shao calmly identifies himself as a Viscount of the Empire, stating his mission is to investigate the gray fog. Recognizing his title, the guards allow him inside. One of them guides him respectfully toward the inner hall of the church where Aisha is kept. Inside the church, a nun informs another named Sheena that an imperial viscount has arrived. Yi Shao offers to examine Aisha's condition. He emphasizes his intent to study the mist firsthand to gather evidence about its spread. Lady Sheena warns him of the fog's contagious nature. She questions if any protection can withstand it as she leads him deeper into the church. Sheena explains that only high-level shields can resist the dense gray fog. Her tone remains cautious. Yi Shao assures her that he carries the divine god of wealth shield. Confident, he explains no fog can harm him under its protection. They reach the quarantine room. Aisha, frightened and isolated, yells at Yi Shao to stay away. Aisha warns that he could be infected. She lowers her head, saddened and resigned to her fate. As Yi Shao steps closer, his shield activates, glowing brightly. He calmly assures her that he won't be harmed, moved by his presence. Aisha lowers her guard. Yi Shao kneels and gently asks to see the small bottle she holds. Yi Shao examines the purple crystal bottle from Aisha. The system analyzes it, revealing that its curse properties are linked to divine pollution. He asks where she found it. Aisha recalls discovering it inside a cave north of the city. Thankful for his help, Aisha gifts Yi Shao a glass orb in return. He accepts it, understanding it may hold significance. Inside a quiet room, Yi Shao examined a glowing interface that had just revealed a new ability, Wealth Class Skill Branch. This feature offered a path to harness money as a direct source of strength. With a nod of understanding, he turned toward Aisha and expressed gratitude. He announced his intention to confront the gray fog that had spread across the land. Departing confidently, He left Aisha behind, as she offered encouragement. His destination was clear, Griffin Lake, now engulfed by the mysterious fog. From a distance, the red-haired noblewoman observed Yi Xiao's determination with admiration. Upon reaching the outer edge of the fog, he began suffering damage. Numbers flashed as the toxic air, standing atop a rocky path. He scanned the mist ahead. Griffin Lake was near, and shadowy figures were already gathered within the fog's reach. Curious about the others, Yi Xiao speculated they might be from the Supreme Palace. Their presence raised immediate caution. Tension rose among the group. Lady Dorothy refused to venture deeper, fearing the risk, while others urged her to continue. Unwilling to budge, she held her position. The group wavered, unsure whether to proceed or retreat. Breaking the silence, Yi Xiao appeared before them. His arrival startled even those familiar with his sister. Tao recognizing him. Dorothy questioned his sudden presence. Her words drew attention from everyone nearby. Calmly, he explained that he had uncovered clues during his investigation. Discussions quickly shifted to the source of the fog. Rather than linger, Yi Xiao stated he would proceed alone. His tone was casual, yet firm. Those around him hesitated, taken aback by his fearless attitude. His confidence disrupted their doubt. One warrior proposed they follow him. For a moment, uncertainty gave way to inspiration. Refusing to retreat, Lady Dorothy declared her resolve. Her determination pushed the group forward into the fog once more. She gave one final warning to those who feared the risk. Without hesitation, she turned her back and moved forward alone. Meanwhile, Yi Xiao continued his journey deeper into the fog. The damage intensified, forcing him to cough as the environment grew more toxic. Griffin Lake finally came into view. Its waters shimmered unnaturally under the thick mist. Dead creatures lay along the shore, their bodies twisted by corruption. Without delay, Yi Xiao decided the source of the problem had to be located quickly. His companion Griffin stood ready beside him. As they pressed on ahead, a strange structure emerged from the fog. A corrupted cave entrance surrounded by jagged crystals caught his eye. Upon entering, he recognized the eerie chamber. Crystals littered the ground, confirming he had reached a hidden nest of power. One particular red glow from within the cave pulled his attention. Something inside radiated energy, far beyond the ordinary. The narrow passage led to a mysterious chamber. Strange architecture suggested it was once sacred. Statues of ancient gods stood silently watching him. He realized he had stumbled into the domain of another divine being. A dragon sculpture above him shifted. Uneasiness filled the air. He felt certain this was the dwelling place of a deity. From the altar, Yi Xiao retrieved a glowing artifact. Information revealed it was a divine-grade plate that required identification. Suddenly, the room vibrated. A statue lit up, and glowing eyes fixed on him. As the stone figure began to speak, the voice asked if he was ready to begin the trial of the Holy Spirit. Yi Xiao, startled, questioned whether this was truly a test. A sudden vortex opened in front of Yi Xiao, pulling him and the tiny creature beside him into a glowing portal without warning. Both crashed hard onto a stone floor, leaving them momentarily disoriented and in pain. As he stood up, Yi Xiao realized the surroundings resembled a gladiator arena, likely the start of another trial. Yi Xiao stood in a massive circular arena, the stone floor echoing beneath him. The atmosphere was tense. A mechanical voice declared him a challenger in the Divine Pet Arena trial, welcoming him to a match against an unknown enemy. A towering creature made of rock emerged before him. The system identified it as the wrestling giant Abak, a high-level overlord beast. A shocked onlooker screamed in disbelief as the giant loomed over Yi Xiao. Fear ran through the watching crowd. The observer was stunned by Yi Xiao's starting rank. Having lord-level status so early defied the norms of any trial entry. Yi Xiao calmly summoned his first pet, Xiao Hui, a green dragon. The dragon appeared mid-air, wings extended, ready to fight. Xiao Hui struck first, clawing at the giant's head. Sparks flew from the impact as the battle erupted in full force. The wrestling giant reeled but remained standing. Ye Xiao observed the exchange, praising Xiao Hui's tactical attack. More dragons joined the fray, striking the giant from all directions. Their combined attacks began to wear the beast down. The giant roared, its body glowing red with rage. Its eyes burned as it activated its fury state. Ye Xiao analyzed the change, noting its increased defense. He raised his hand again. A crimson bird, Xiao Luo, soared into the sky. Yao Xiao ordered it forward, eyes locked on the raging titan. Xiao Luo unleashed a searing beam of fire, piercing the giant's chest and staggering it backward. The attack landed with devastating effect. The beast crashed into the ground, motionless. The system notified Ye Xiao of his victory. The boss had fallen. Xiao Luo hovered proudly as another notification confirmed its advancement. Ye Xiao smiled, pleased with the beast's new power level. Ye Xiao examined the body of the fallen wrestling giant Abak. 3 pieces of dark gold equipment appeared around the corpse, a hammer. Satisfied, Ye Xiao claimed the loot and noted the extra items scattered nearby. With 2 epic-grade pieces in hand, suddenly, a new figure appeared above the arena, congratulating Ye Xiao. Despite the praise, the mysterious host warned him that the real trial, the Holy Spirit arena. A second figure summoned a new challenger to avenge the fallen. From the arena gates stepped a tall demon-like woman with powerful energy radiating from her. The system identified her as Alig, a resurrector of divine beings and a powerful lord ranked. Ye Xiao was stunned to face yet another lord. Level so soon? Alig, full of rage, Alig channeled dark magic, preparing a resurrection spell to revive her husband. Ye Xiao swiftly ordered his beasts to interrupt. Calling Xiao Luo and Xiao Hui, he launched a preemptive strike before Alig could complete the spell. The twin beasts released their ultimate breath attacks, striking Alig directly. She staggered under the combined force. Alig tried to withstand the attack, but the power overwhelmed her. The system confirmed her defeat as her body vanished in flames. Ye Xiao approached her remains, disappointed by the lack of equipment drops. Despite her strength, with Xiao Hui and Xiao Luo at his side, Ye Xiao turned calmly toward the next gate, ready for the next trial. To his shock, Abak's corpse twitched. The giant rose again, claiming giants were immortal. His body pulsed with energy. The resurrected Abak, now enraged, blamed Ye Xiao for his wife's death. Lightning surged around his fists. Ye Xiao, unfazed, commanded his beasts once more. Xiao Hui and Xiao Luo responded. Ye Xiao stood at the edge of a sacred platform as 2 artifacts materialized before him, an epic grade dagger and dark gold armor. Grinning, Ye Xiao examined the dagger with satisfaction. Its craftsmanship surpassed anything he had wielded before. Above him, a towering priest-like figure declared that Ye Xiao's strength had been acknowledged by the Holy Spirit. Suddenly, the high priest commanded the release of the world, destroying Holy Spirit. Ye Xiao cautiously approached the strange altar rising in the center. A shadowy statue emerged from glowing energy. He noticed a glowing object atop the altar. Curious, he stepped closer, wondering about its significance. As a soft green light pulsed steadily, Ye Xiao picked up the green crystal weapon, intrigued. Its aura was unlike any other, perhaps a god-tier artifact. Suddenly, the dark figure animated, commanding Ye Xiao to drop the weapon. It proclaimed him unworthy to wield such divine power. Mist enveloped the arena as the armored figure stepped down. Ye Xiao realized this guardian was tied to the corruption he'd sensed the gray fog's source. Without warning, his dragon companion, Xiao Hui, roared violently, soaring into the sky. Ye Xiao shouted after the creature, confused by its erratic behavior. The dragon twisted in a storm of light and darkness. Meanwhile, the guardian exploded from its restraints, its body crackling with power, no longer sealed by the altar. Staring at the unleashed dragon, Ye Xiao was struck by a realization: the attributes and form matched Xiao Hui's perfectly. The system confirmed it. A Holy Spirit had been reborn using the dragon's essence. It was a clone born of God. Level manipulation. From above, the corrupted dragon glared down, declaring Ye Xiao a threat. It prepared to end him. Xiao Hui descended swiftly, but his attacks dealt reduced damage. Despite the weakened output, Ye Xiao remained calm. The corrupted dragon retaliated with a powerful descent, activating a forbidden spell that distorted the battlefield with spiraling energy. Hovering above, the dragon sneered at Xiao Xiao. It mocked his efforts, declaring that all his secrets. Ye Xiao noticed that Xiao Hui, too, had been affected by the forbidden spell. Both divine beasts were locked in a stalemate. Suddenly, Xiao Luo, a brilliant fire-winged beast, soared into the arena. Ye Xiao called it forth to counter the escalating danger. The enemy dragon recoiled in shock. It hadn't anticipated Ye Xiao to have another divine pet hidden one strong enough to shift the balance. With fire blazing in its wings, Xiaoluo charged forward. Yi Xiao mocked the enemy. Xiaoluo slammed into the corrupted dragon, with a fiery impact, disrupting its defenses, and sending it spiraling downward. The force of the blow caused both dragons to plummet, trailing flames and smoke. Badly wounded, the corrupted dragon hissed. It raged at the mortals for defying it, and vowed that the battle wasn't over. Yet, it could no longer hold its form. Its body shattered mid-air, disintegrating into dust. A mysterious voice praised Yao for surviving the divine trial. In front of him, a radiant artifact appeared, the certificate for meeting the Holy Spirit. Holding the crystal artifact, Yi Xiao activated a hidden reward. The system acknowledged his accomplishment and triggered a new secret mission. The arena faded as he began teleportation. Meanwhile, other adventurers observed the gray fog thickening again, sensing his presence inside. As concern grew outside, a warrior addressed Lady Dorothy. A deeper plot was unfolding, while others watched the fog with concern. Lady Dao feared Yi Xiao might have been poisoned. As the fog across the valley began to clear, their hope grew. The environment was stabilizing. At that moment, Yi Xiao reappeared through a teleportation circle, unharmed and calm. He looked ahead, ready to reunite with his team. Tao rushed to greet him, relieved he survived. The others gathered around, seeking answers about the fog's sudden retreat. Yao explained, the cause: a statue of a god inside the domain. Destroying it disrupted the fog's source completely. Shocked, Tao scolded him. Destroying divine symbols was reckless. Despite her outburst, the group now knew the threat had been neutralized. Stands beside the pink-haired woman, proudly announcing that he has solved the source of the gray fog, a task considered difficult. He expects some recognition for his efforts, mentioning that his actions would benefit her temple, offering commissions and advanced skill books. Unfazed by his words, prepares to leave. She tells him that she has other important matters to attend to and opens a portal. Her indifference to his claim hints that she is focused on something else. Despite his obvious desire for gratitude, feeling ignored, tries to stop her as she walks away. His frustration is clear as he calls out, urging her not to run off without addressing the situation. Shifts to the city, where citizens celebrate the lifting of the gray fog. Peace returns to the city, and everyone is relieved, knowing that the hero's efforts have brought them security. One citizen joyfully praises the god-like figure who solved the problem. His admiration for the hero's strength is evident, as he speaks of the god's powerful abilities. In a dark chamber, a shadowy figure plans his next move. His eyes glow with dark ambition, as he contemplates the power of the gods, and the potential to consume it for himself. The figure on the throne prepares to break free, sending tremors throughout the chamber. His power is immense, and he is ready to unleash chaos. He grows more monstrous as he releases his energy, preparing to take on anyone who stands in his way. Now fully transformed, crashes through the chamber, a threat to everything in his path. The sky darkens as the beast flies toward his target, filled with malicious intent. With immense power, the beast unleashes a wave of energy, leaving destruction in its wake. Beast nears the city, ready to cause devastation. City Lord praises the protagonist for saving the city. He shows deep gratitude for the hero's actions. Downplays his actions, brushing it off as a simple favor. He asks about Aika, showing concern for those he cares about. The City Lord reassures him that Aika is doing well, and their conversation continues. Still engaged in conversation with the protagonist, comments that anyone capable of becoming a City Lord is undoubtedly a powerful warrior. He expresses that the favor he asked for is still valuable, considering the protagonist's remarkable strength and status. Acknowledges the comment and casually mentions that there are still many people to settle in the city. He politely indicates that he needs to leave for now. The conversation turns toward their respective tasks, and the protagonist hints that he will have to report to the Supreme Temple. Pink-haired woman enters the scene just as they prepare to part ways. With an annoyed expression, she reluctantly agrees to accompany the protagonist. Her irritation is clear as she mutters under her breath, calling the protagonist a brat. Setting changes to the bustling streets of Fenjie City. The protagonist, now back in the city, walks through the marketplace. A familiar figure, a burly man with a long beard, spots him and calls out excitedly, recognizing him instantly. Protagonist and the bearded man engage in conversation. The bearded man, who seems to be a craftsman or expert, asks for the protagonist's help identifying a mysterious artifact. His enthusiasm is palpable as he shows the protagonist a curious object. Protagonist holds the artifact and questions its nature. The bearded man immediately identifies it as a plate used by dwarves. His recognition is swift, but he also mentions that it is a divine artifact, adding a layer of mystery. The bearded man, after examining the plate further, comments on the strange smell emanating from it. He expresses his distaste for the odor, implying it limits the potential of the artifact. Despite his displeasure, the bearded man decides to forge the artifact into something more powerful. With a confident smile, he assures the protagonist that he'll make it shine again, no matter the challenges. Bearded man uses his hammer to strike the artifact, causing sparks to fly. His determination and skill are evident as he works on enhancing the artifact's power, preparing it for something greater. A holographic description of the artifact appears, revealing its true nature, the azure glaze plate, an incredibly rare and powerful item. The protagonist is astonished by its capabilities, including its ability to hold holy sentence items. The protagonist comments on the artifact's extraordinary power, considering it to be several levels above anything he's encountered before. He realizes its true potential and the importance of its nature. He decides to put the plate away for now and revisit it when he finds a matching artifact. The bearded man is instructed to help him identify other pieces when they are available. The protagonist smiles, knowing this is only the beginning of a larger journey. Bran walked through the city after receiving a reminder that his level-up trial was approaching. Realizing time was short, he decided to find a more efficient place to train quickly. With his dragon Xia summoned, he prepared to fly toward a dangerous location to challenge stronger beasts. Upon reaching the gravel wasteland, Bran observed a massive swarm of high-level sandthorn scorpions. Despite the threat, he remained calm and confident, standing his ground while issuing attack orders. Xia launched a wave of fire, lighting up the battlefield and scorching several advancing scorpions instantly. Next, Bran summoned Jose, the fire-type bird beast, ready to follow up with a stronger blow. Jose soared high into the sky and began charging an intense area. Damage fire attack. Descending rapidly, Jose exploded into the enemy group, burning many scorpions and shaking the land. Bran assessed the scorched battlefield, noting how effective his beasts were against clustered enemies. System messages confirmed Bran reached level 50, unlocked a new skill, and advanced as God of Wealth. His beasts also ranked up, gaining new abilities, including a divine skill from the beast god. Returning to Fenye main city, Bran reviewed Xia's enhanced skills and praised its growth. With everything in place, Bran declared it was time to complete his level 50 promotion trial. He arrived at the city lord's mansion, aiming to access the World Temple's upgrade gateway. Inside the city lord's mansion, Yi Xiao confirmed his intention to travel to the imperial city. The king reminded him that the teleportation route was destroyed during a mysterious enemy invasion. Fortunately, the king mentioned a hidden formation located within Duchess Sophia's residence as an alternative. Ye Xiao headed to the duke's palace, where Duchess Sophia resided, and maintained the hidden formation. Sophia greeted him sharply, warning not to appear unannounced unless it was for an important reason. He explained his need to reach the imperial city, and she immediately understood his purpose. Sophia agreed and guided Yi Xiao to the formation room. Though she warned it was long unused, she admitted she hadn't activated the magic circle since her youth and doubted her current ability. Yi Xiao remained encouraging, asking her to try her best regardless of the uncertainty she felt. The formation activated successfully, and Yi Xiao praised Sophia's ability to control the aged magic. She urged him to step in quickly, as the teleportation gate was temporary and would vanish soon. Grateful, Yi Xiao promised to return after completing the promotion trial, and thanked her sincerely. A teleportation portal appeared within the heavily guarded city, drawing the attention of nearby soldiers. Ye Xiao emerged, calmly, facing several level -80 guards, who questioned his sudden arrival. He introduced himself as Viscount Yi Xiao from Fenye City, mentioning Lady Sophia authorized the teleportation. Recognizing his status, the soldiers saluted respectfully, while Yi Xiao asked for directions to the World Temple. A guard promptly escorted him through the gate, offering assistance due to Yi Xiao's noble rank. While walking, Yi Xiao confirmed he intended to take the level 50 advancement trial without delay. Upon arrival, Yi Yi Xiao admired the temple's beauty, towering beneath a radiant, divine-looking tree. The guide explained that climbing the tree would lead to the god's recognition and blessings. At the temple entrance, an elder greeted him as Lord Yi Xiao, offering to lead him inside. The elder asked Yi Xiao which difficulty he intended to challenge within the temple's advancement trial. Without hesitation, Yi Xiao selected the abyss level, ignoring the warning about its unknown danger. With determination, he entered the portal, ready for the trial. While outside, a messenger rushed to deliver news. Prince Karam received the report that Yi Xiao had entered the imperial capital alone, via teleportation. Angrily, Karam ordered his personal guards to teach Yi Xiao a lesson for daring to return. Despite concerns, Karam insisted no one could stop him, even if Yi Xiao was inside the World Temple. Prince Karam gave the order to act. His subordinate acknowledged and prepared to carry it out. At the trial ground, Yi Xiao arrived, but the forest appeared strangely quiet and empty. Suddenly, dark energy surged from the sky, and a powerful presence descended toward his location. A violent impact hit the ground, scattering debris, as dark smoke burst from the landing point. From the smoke emerged a massive beast, its form hulking, fur black, and eyes glowing with malice. Yi Xiao's system identified it as the broken-toothed black sky tiger, a brutal level 50 boss. Analyzing the stats, Yi Xiao noted the tiger's immense power and strength, well beyond typical enemies. With no hesitation, he commanded his dragon companion Xiao Hui to launch an aerial fire attack. Xiao Hui's flames struck the beast, dealing damage, though the tiger resisted and roared in pain. The tiger retaliated quickly, leaping forward, but Xiao Hui circled and unleashed more powerful attacks mid-air. Golden energy swirled as Xiao Hui released its full dragon's power to strike a vital blow. After a fierce exchange, the tiger finally collapsed, its body scorched, and Yi Xiao rushed in. Yao Xiao examined the fallen boss and discovered 2 pieces of loot, an epic sword and dark gold ring. Satisfied, he decided to keep both items for now, recognizing their rarity and future potential. With renewed resolve, Yi Xiao pointed forward and instructed Xiao Hui to head deeper into the trial zone. Inside the viewing chamber, elders watched a mystical orb revealing Yao Xiao defeating a strange black tiger. The beast's size shocked everyone, indicating it had at least Lord-level power, possibly more. One elder reminded the group it was an abyss-level trial, implying unimaginable difficulty for anyone unprepared. A massive blue werewolf appeared as the second boss, charging at Yi Xiao with frightening speed. Back in the chamber, even the observers couldn't believe Yi Xiao effortlessly overpowered another high-tier boss. As the scene continued, a massive beast's foot suddenly emerged, hinting at an even greater threat. The orb displaying Yi Xiao's trial flickered and suddenly went dark, confusing the group of observers. The elder suspected that a powerful force had blocked the peeping eye's vision from inside the trial. Frustration rose among onlookers as they questioned the orb's reliability, some even blaming the temple itself. Elsewhere, Yi Xiao rested briefly, acknowledging how intense the abyss trial had already become. He spoke to Old Hui, suspecting the final boss could be an immortal-level creature never seen before. Determined, Yi Xiao declared he would face this new challenge, even if it meant risking his life. With resolve in his eyes, Yi Xiao shouted, and stepped forward toward the towering structure ahead. A warning appeared, alerting him that he had entered an extremely dangerous zone meant for escape. Ignoring the warning, Yi Xiao pressed onward, confirming his suspicion the opponent truly was immortal level. The immortal-level boss stood tall, its stats unreadable and aura too powerful to analyze by normal means. Yi Xiao activated the Eye of the God of Wealth skill to reveal hidden attributes. As the ability worked, gold coins were consumed rapidly, surprising him with how quickly wealth drained. A flood of data appeared, exposing countless terrifying skills and overwhelming stats of the immortal-level monster. Yi Xiao observed every detail, realizing how fearsome the foe truly was, boasting over 50 lethal skills. Without hesitation, he summoned Xiao Hui and Xiao Luo, his divine beasts, to prepare for the battle. Xiao Hui and Xiao Luo launched powerful attacks, their blasts glowing with intense energy. The enemy dodged with unnatural speed, avoiding a full hit and landing safely on the ground. Yi Xiao stared in disbelief, alarmed that even combined strikes couldn't land a clean blow. Dark power surged from the boss, filling the area with suffocating abyss energy as it prepared to retaliate. Yi Xiao ordered Xiao Hui to evade, but the creature took damage and dropped in mid-air. Xiao Luo countered with Dragon's supreme worldly authority, striking the enemy with explosive force. The enemy roared in pain, unable to use magic due to Yi Xiao's forbidden spell interference. Despite being suppressed, it resisted fiercely, unleashing multiple fiery counterattacks in a blind rage. With hatred flaring, it vowed to turn the intruders into blood, channeling its power into a final move. Yi Xiao stood alert as the boss began channeling a deadly ultimate skill, casting a terrifying aura. A massive figure loomed behind the enemy, releasing waves of energy that engulfed Xiao Hui and Xiao Luo. Reading the system warning, Yi Xiao realized the incoming spell would inflict 100% true damage without fail. Bracing himself, Yi Xiao activated the money shield, knowing it might be the only way to survive. The enemy's devastating energy attack struck him head on, sending his body crashing back violently from the impact. He hit the ground hard, struggling to recover as the power behind the boss's assault overwhelmed his defenses. The boss shouted in fury, unleashing a monstrous vortex of blue energy straight toward the summoned beasts. Xiao Hui and Xiao Luo bravely flew to confront it, risking their lives to slow the deadly storm. Despite his efforts, Yi Xiao couldn't break the barrier again and was forced to use the cooling stone. Summoning all strength, Yi Xiao charged forward, smashing into the barrier with one last desperate attack. The shield shattered violently, scattering debris through the room and ending the boss's barrier defense. Calling out, he ordered Xiao Hui and Xiao Luo to retreat quickly from the collapsing battlefield. A fiery explosion surged behind him as he sprinted through the crumbling ruins, flames licking at his back. He escaped the blast zone barely in time, shouting for help, while the building fell apart. Though the money shield cost over 10 million gold, the boss was dead, and the battle finally over. Yi Xiao stood beside the fallen boss, disappointed that no equipment had dropped after the tough battle. While inspecting the body, a faint glow appeared, revealing a familiar energy within a floating shard. Recognizing the aura, Yi Xiao confirmed it was his fifth abyss stone, already part of a mysterious set. As he held all five, they emitted a dazzling light, reacting to one another in his palm. The shards fused together, forming a strange broken key, an abyss key that had once served a purpose. He questioned how a broken key could unlock anything, though its presence hinted at something deeper. Aya's system message announced Yi Xiao as the first player to clear the Abyss Level 50 trial. The world was notified, sparking curiosity and awe among players who had yet to reach that level. Crowds began gathering in town, curious about the newly activated war zone and Yi Xiao's sudden achievement. Players speculated about Yi Xiao's equipment, wondering how high-tier gear was obtained so early in the game. He arrived at the temple, confused by its emptiness, suspecting a wrong location or hidden entrance. Another player spotted someone ahead and encouraged Yi Xiao to go investigate for further instructions. Inside, elders and players watched a glowing orb, waiting to witness the outcome of Yi Xiao's trial. He was greeted by others, surprised that he had already passed the trial before they could observe. When asked about the boss's level, Yi Xiao calmly replied, "Immortal level," shocking everyone in the room. An elder respectfully invited Yi Xiao into the temple, addressing him by name and requesting him to follow. Yi Xiao was escorted through sacred halls, attempting to speak about a reward from his last trial. Instead of addressing rewards, the elder insisted on guiding him to the temple's core for a blessing. Yi Xiao was led to a glowing blue tree, awed by its majestic presence and divine energy. The elder clarified this was no god, but the temple's holy tree, origin of the world's blessing. As instructed, Yi Xiao stood calmly before the tree, allowing the blessing to begin with radiant light. Powerful energy surged around him as the blessing activated, causing the holy tree to shimmer with intensity. The sacred tree expanded beyond its roots, its power rising until it seemed to reach the clouds. Yi Xiao was overwhelmed by its might, realizing the enormous divine presence hidden within the holy tree. Magical blue seeds scattered across distant lands, giving rise to new life in forgotten places. Ancient races like dwarves, dragons, elves, and goblins reappeared, rapidly multiplying across the continent. Soon after, beings claiming to be gods descended, forcing the revived races to submit under divine power. Many submitted under divine oppression, though some like dwarves and orcs resisted, launching brutal wars. A sudden invasion of monstrous darkness emerged, spreading chaos over one side of the continent. As blue orbs circled him, Yi Xiao grasped the hidden message. Only the holy judgment could resist evil. Ye Xiao examined a glowing orb, surprised by its immense power radiating from within his palm. A message revealed that the orb contained the essence of the holy tree's blessing, granting revival. Countless blessing spheres floated around him as he absorbed their power, standing at the tree's base. Holding the energy in his hand, Yi Xiao acknowledged the overwhelming magic from the holy tree. He confirmed that the blessing granted resurrection, even after destruction by God-level enemies. Pleased Xiao noted that with both the money shield and revival, he now had double protection. Returning from the core chamber, Yi Xiao was greeted by elders eager to hear about the experience. He explained things went smoothly, and the elder welcomed him as a friend of the World Temple. As a reward, Yi Xiao was given a heroic godstone, a legendary item for strengthening his badge. With formalities completed, Yi Xiao departed from the temple, declining the offer to join for now. Outside, he arrived in Dawn, Phoenix City, a sprawling metropolis filled with towering buildings and people. Meanwhile, a noble-looking man named Lansley marched through the streets, pushing others aside arrogantly. Dragon Phoenix City bustled under the afternoon sun, its stone roads echoing with footsteps and urgent shouts. A man named Lansley strode confidently through the streets, flanked by armored guards. His sharp gaze cut through the crowd as he barked at pedestrians to move aside. Onlookers recognized him immediately. Fear spread as whispers confirmed his identity, known for violence. A guard tried to restrain Lansley, reminding him of the prince's sensitive schedule. Any delay could have deadly consequences. Lansley brushed aside the warning, declaring his focus was on Yi Xiao first. His tone was dismissive. He mocked the idea of Yi Xiao posing any threat. To Lansley, a level 50 warrior was laughably beneath him. From the entrance of the temple, Yi Xiao finally appeared. His silent arrival drew everyone's attention. Eager for confrontation, Lansley approached with a grin. Surrounded by his men, he assumed control of the moment. As Yi Xiao stood alone, Lansley questioned him mockingly. Yi Xiao's calm reply carried no fear or flattery. Lansley introduced himself as law enforcement, claiming authority over Yi Xiao's presence. He implied Yi Xiao had violated city rules. A robed elder interrupted, stating Yi Xiao was here under Prince Karami's command to join the World Temple trial. The elder condemned Lansley's arrogance. He revealed that Yi Xiao had cleared the Abyss trial, earning the temple's recognition. Lansley was stunned. He questioned when Yi Xiao gained such high status, as this was supposed to be his first time in the capital. In a panic, Lansley's companion tried to save face, quickly claiming they were there to honor Yi Xiao on behalf of the prince. Internally fuming, Lansley masked his shame with false praise. Realizing Yi Xiao's power, he was forced to retreat behind hollow admiration. Yi Xiao stood calmly, issuing a bizarre command. Instead of punishing his challengers through combat, he asked them to perform a dance in his place. Lansley reacted with confusion and disbelief, echoing the word as if it were a foreign concept. The elder beside him endorsed the idea with a sly smile. The armored soldier panicked, insisting he couldn't dance. Lansley's attempt to reject the request fell flat as tension escalated. Yi Xiao, still relaxed, reminded the elder that they were reluctant to obey. His subtle pressure cornered them into action. Lansley, drenched in sweat, realized refusal would cost more than pride. Resentment bubbled inside him, with no alternative. Lansley turned to his companion and barked at him to start dancing, voice strained by humiliation. Yi Xiao didn't let them off easily. He pointed toward the main street, demanding the performance occur in full view of the public. The two men were stunned. Realization struck as they turned to the crowd gathering around. With eyes fixed on them, Lansley and the guard were forced into an awkward performance. Bystanders gathered, amused by the humiliating display. Laughter spread through the watching crowd. The once feared enforcer had become the city's mockery. Onlookers expressed admiration for Yi Xiao's justice, remarking on how gracefully the dancers moved, despite their shame. Lansley gritted his teeth, rage boiling inside. The disgrace was unbearable, and he swore silent vengeance. Ignoring the chaos left behind, Yi Xiao approached a glowing portal labeled Battlefield, determined to continue his mission. Old Hui warned of the battlefield's danger, but Yi Xiao assured him he would act swiftly if anything went wrong. With confidence and a smirk, Yi Xiao stepped into the portal, urging Hui not to hesitate. The next challenge awaited. Yi Xiao stepped through the glowing portal and arrived at a desolate battlefield littered with corpses. The scent of war lingered in the air. Around him lay the fallen, both monsters and men. The battlefield, named Reality City, was silent and grim. As Yishao observed the destruction, a group of armored soldiers approached. One of them asked if he had chosen a legion to join. Yishao hadn't made a decision, and the soldiers suggested joining the city guard, boasting about their safety and golden gear. He explained that serving there came with quick rewards and minimal danger compared to other units constantly fighting monsters. Yishao declined. Preferring risk over comfort, he walked away alone, uninterested in joining a sheltered force. Yishao stood before a fully armored warrior with antlered helm, brushing off the question of whether he wanted to operate alone. His confident expression gave no room for debate. He casually inquired about the nearest forge, intending to find a way to advance his equipment without relying on others. The armored man responded with guidance, mentioning an old blind blacksmith near the city wall renowned for swift craftsmanship, especially in forging combat gear. After expressing thanks, Yishao departed. The armored warriors behind him voiced doubt about his decision to walk the boundary alone. Yet, one of them watched with interest, quietly acknowledging that the lone traveler held potential. Arriving at the forge, Yishao was met with a crowd. The long line puzzled him. He hadn't expected so many at such a remote location. He stepped forward confidently, stating that someone of his stature wouldn't need to cut in line, hinting at his credentials. The crowd grew agitated, voicing suspicion about his place in the queue. Before tempers flared, one man halted the tension, pointing out something glowing from Yishao's chest. The blacksmith stepped forward, recognizing the object as the rare emblem of valor. Shocked to see it, he asked if Yishao had cleared a purgatory-level trial, a feat beyond ordinary warriors. Though Yishao gave no direct answer, the blacksmith could feel the powerful aura radiating from the badge. Inside the forge, Yishao requested to enhance his badge, and the blacksmith agreed without hesitation. Before beginning, the blacksmith hesitated and asked for a favor regarding his missing son on the battlefield. In exchange for help locating the boy, he promised Yishao a reward, an epic piece of equipment. The mention of the Lord's Forest stirred panic among the nearby adventurers. Even the bravest factions avoided that area due to the hidden dangers within. Voices accused the blacksmith of endangering Yishao by sending him to such a perilous location. Despite the warnings, Yishao accepted the mission calmly. In return, the blacksmith promised to upgrade his badge immediately. As the forging began, the brilliance of the materials caught the attention of surrounding adventurers. The blacksmith revealed Yishao's badge had been transformed into a legendary item, its attributes far surpassing anything standard. Holding the glowing emblem, Yishao nodded in satisfaction and assured the blacksmith he would head for the Lord's Forest to search for his missing son. Doubt lingered among onlookers who questioned whether Yishao would truly venture into such a dangerous area. Meanwhile, Yishao received a glowing message from the Supreme God Gift, hinting at a connection between the Dark Forest and a mysterious item. The riddle described a hidden place filled with shadow, but Yishao dismissed it for now, prioritizing his current upgrade before proceeding. Yishao arrived at the battlefield gates and brushed off the cryptic hint. Upgrading and registering took precedence at this moment. Guards informed him that registration was required before entry, and after identifying himself, he proceeded inside. The soldiers were shocked to see him enter alone, murmuring in disbelief at his decision to solo the battlefield. The landscape beyond the gate revealed a barren, desolate realm. Cracked earth stretched endlessly beneath a red sky. Yishao paused to take in the vast emptiness, sensing the dangers that surely lurked ahead. He whispered his thoughts, acknowledging the isolation, but his eyes remained sharp. His mission had just begun. A wave of feral beasts surged across the battlefield, each one over level 50, signaling the area's extreme danger. Yishao remained calm, analyzing the situation. He understood that the battlefield's threats were beyond ordinary. Calling forth Xiao Luo, a blazing phoenix erupted behind him, ready to confront the swarm. Xiao Luo descended in flames, wiping out the creatures as battle merits racked up rapidly. Despite the successful attack, Yishao found the merit gain slow and inefficient for rewards. Spotting an elite boss ahead, Yishao stepped forward, expecting a greater challenge and higher merit. Tolvan stood beside the corpse of a massive beast, sprawled on the grassland. Raising his head proudly, he declared himself rich, believing the defeat of the elite boss would shoot his ranking into the top 100 of the battle merit list. However, as he opened the ranking display, his excitement faded. Yi Xiao's name suddenly appeared at the 1000th spot. Still staring at the ranking screen, Tolvin noticed Yi Xiao's name had disappeared again. Babalu was still ranked 1000th, and Tolvin, now 1002nd, wondered if Babalu had also defeated an elite boss to reclaim the spot. Before he could react further, a flaming phoenix dove from the sky, unleashing devastating energy that engulfed the battlefield in a fiery explosion. Ya Xiao stood calmly beneath the soaring phoenix. The system announced an increase in the phoenix's level and his own stats across strength. Reviewing his updated status, Yi Xiao noted that he had earned nearly 100,000 battle merits. With a confident gesture, he called to his companions, Xiao Luo and Xiao Hui, preparing to move to their next objective without pause. In the capital, players marveled at a world announcement. Yi Xiao had entered the top 100 of the battlefield merit rankings. Whispers spread through the city about Yi Xiao's speed and power. Many believed he could reach the top 10 in no time. As Fenoye main city buzzed with praise, others discussed war zone points, stat increases, and Ye Xiao's rapid ascent. Crowds continued to talk about Ye Xiao's presence in the capital and how he quickly climbed the ranks. Outside the city, Yi Xiao approached the Lord's forest, sensing something strange. Despite concern, believing the forest held several Lord-tier bosses, Yi Xiao advanced with steady confidence, determined to keep climbing. Tolvin stood beside the corpse of a massive beast sprawled on the grassland. He had just slain an elite boss and was gloating over his victory. Raising his head proudly, he declared himself rich, believing the defeat of the elite boss would shoot his ranking into the top 100 of the battle merit list. However, as he opened the ranking display, his excitement faded. Yi Xiao's name suddenly appeared at the 1000th spot, bumping Tolvin down the list. Still staring at the ranking screen, Tolvin noticed Yi Xiao's name had disappeared again. He began to suspect a system glitch might be affecting the rankings. Babalu was still ranked 1000th, and Tolvin, now 1002nd, wondered if Babalu had also defeated an elite boss to reclaim the spot. Before he could react further, a flaming phoenix dove from the sky. Ye Xiao stood calmly beneath the soaring phoenix, reviewing his updated status. Ye Xiao noted that he had earned nearly 100,000 battle merits. With a confident gesture, he called to his companions, Xiao Luo and Xiao Hui, preparing to move to their next objective without pause. In the capital, players marveled at a world announcement. Yi Xiao had entered the top 100 of the battlefield merit rankings. Whispers spread through the city about Yi Xiao's speed and power. Many believed he could reach the top 10 in no time. As Fenoye main city buzzed with praise, others discussed war zone points, stat increases, and Yao Xiao's rapid ascent. Crowds continued to talk about Jiao's presence in the capital and how he quickly climbed the ranks. His fame was undeniable. Outside the city, Yi Xiao approached the Lord's forest, sensing something strange. Believing the forest held several Lord-tier bosses, Yi Xiao advanced with steady confidence. From the forest shadows, a massive beast emerged, the Ice Armor Iron Deer King. The commander spotted threat and immediately ordered all troops to full alert. As the boss beast began its charge, soldiers gripped their weapons in panic, shaken by the sheer size of the boss. A powerful surge of energy erupts, blasting from a divine creature's mouth and illuminating the sky with a fiery glow. Creatures caught in the attack burst into flames, their forms writhing as the intense heat consumes them. Soldiers at the edge of the battle observe in shock, questioning whether the boss fell on its own from such an unexpected event. From atop a high tower, one soldier spots a lone figure in the distance, intrigued by the mysterious presence. Quick orders are given to investigate. They need answers about the person capable of instantly taking down the powerful boss. Eager to uncover the truth, another soldier begins moving toward the mysterious figure. Cloaked and purposeful, the mysterious figure strides through the forest, unaffected by the chaos unfolding behind him. As soldiers call out, seeking an explanation. Their words go unnoticed as the figure focuses solely on his path ahead. Without a second glance, he presses forward, his goals clear, leaving the soldiers to wonder about his true intentions. From a distance, the captain watches, his mind racing as he contemplates the next move in this strange and dangerous situation. Should they stand and fight or retreat? Questions of survival echo in the captain's mind as the mysterious figure draws near. Raising his hand with calm control, the figure summons a majestic phoenix, ready to face whatever may come next. The phoenix roars, releasing a shockwave of destructive power that sweeps across the battlefield, obliterating everything in its path. Enemy after enemy falls, their levels marked on a system notification, their defeat swift and certain, smiling with satisfaction. The figure watches as his pet's power reaches new heights, unlocking a formidable new ability that elevates his strength even further. With confidence, the mysterious figure examines his progress as his level 50 skill activates, a blue light flashing around him. He orders his phoenix, Xiao Luo, to go deeper into the area, aiming to further explore the unfolding chaos. As the battle continues, discussions unfold about the growing battle merits. On a high tower, an elderly man surveys the battlefield, noting the speed of the mysterious figure's actions and predicting the rise of a new star. His companion, skeptical, questions whether the praise is too high, but the old man dismisses it, citing the sheer number of defeated bosses. Their conversation turns to the mysterious individual's potential, wondering whether he could one day surpass even the legendary figures hidden deep within the empire. As the two figures walk along the tower's edge, the older man reflects on the speed of the invasion and its growing intensity. He fears the pace of this strange event might soon lead to the end, with only a decade left for the empire to defend itself. Below them, a breathtaking view of the Lord's Forest shows signs of the eerie invasion spreading further. Down in the forest, soldiers are puzzled by the sudden eruption of chaos. Questions about what is happening in the Lord's Forest grow louder. The group discusses whether the bizarre events are related to the mysterious figure and his actions, wondering if he's the one purging these strange forces. With fresh information, one soldier believes the figure could be the one causing the disturbances. One of the soldiers points toward the blazing flames, spotting the mysterious figure in action. Another soldier expresses disbelief, realizing the figure has defeated multiple level bosses and questioning his true strength. With determination, the captain suggests leading their forces into the Lord's Forest. The soldiers charge into the Lord's Forest, filled with determination, knowing this could be their only chance to change the outcome of the battle. A leader shouts orders, rallying his forces with fervor as he prepares to face whatever dangers lie ahead. Suddenly, a loud sound pierces the air, and the leader questions if the most powerful being in the forest has finally awakened. The phoenix flies through the battlefield, releasing bursts of energy that decimate enemies in its path. The figure overseeing the battle pauses to rest, feeling the heat of the phoenix's energy radiating from afar. As the figure relaxes, he notices something unusual. A sense of danger approaching, a feeling that something is off in the air. Yi Xiao encounters a powerful opponent, a king-level boss, and is taken aback by its immense strength. The boss reveals itself as a huge, terrifying beast with massive wings. It roars loudly, signaling the start of a fierce confrontation. Ya Xiao, with a look of determination, commands his pets to assist in the battle. The battle rages on, and his pet, a dragon, charges in from the air, unleashing a powerful attack that causes massive destruction to the boss. The dragon continues its relentless assault, breathing fire that scorches the boss's scales. The powerful flames wreak havoc. The dark shadow of the boss looms, countering with a vicious attack that shakes the ground. He marvels at the sheer power of the king-level boss, acknowledging its immense strength and the difficulty of defeating such a formidable foe. He quickly shifts his strategy, calling on his pets to stop the enemy from using its deadly skills again. As the battle intensifies, he remains calm, calculating his next move. But his thoughts are interrupted when the boss begins to retaliate in unexpected ways. The battlefield erupts with even greater chaos as another powerful monster emerges. This time, a terrifying ghostly wolf. He struggles to keep up, realizing that he's dealing with yet another powerful beast. The wolf charges at him. Amidst the chaos, he tries to rally his team, questioning how many powerful monsters he'll have to face before the battle ends. Back at the castle, his rapid rise in battle merits shocks the onlookers. The battle has pushed his score into the millions. The observers, in awe, wonder how he managed to defeat such powerful opponents in such a short time. His success has shaken the battlefield, with many questioning how he could have broken records so quickly. An old wise figure in the castle ponders aloud, questioning whether he could truly clear the level 50 battlefield. His fellow soldiers discuss the situation, agreeing that his recent performance might signal the end of the battlefield's challenges. Meanwhile, he standing in the battlefield, notices yet another king-level boss approaching. A bat-like monster, the dark bat appears, and its presence sends waves of fear through the battlefield. He, with his pet dragon by his side, prepares for combat. The battle has only just begun. As he issues a command, the dragon releases a powerful fire attack aimed at the dark bat, igniting the air around them and launching a fierce offensive. The dark bat, undeterred by the dragon's flames, begins to charge up a powerful attack, its body glowing with a strange energy. He realizes the danger and urges his dragon to keep up the pressure. The battle becomes more intense as both sides brace for their next move. He, ever calm, continues to issue commands, relying on his pets' powers and his strategy to push the battle forward. The dark bat unleashes a high-pitched sonic attack, creating a shockwave that shakes the environment. With quick thinking, he calls upon Xiao Luo, one of his trusted pets, to provide warmth to counter the attack. The dark bat's sonic waves continue to wreak havoc, but he and his companions hold firm. The dark bat's belly begins to swell unnaturally as it prepares for a devastating attack. He, recognizing the danger, Xiao Luo, with great precision, strikes the bat's weak point, causing a massive explosion of energy. In the aftermath of the battle, he surveys the destruction, noting the smell of the explosion. The once feared monarch class enemy is no more.